The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh, yes, ma'am?
Mr. McCoy?
Yeah, well, we got two Mr. McCoys here. I'm one of them.
Well, I'm Miss Eberly. I'm with the Bluebird Swimming Pool Company.
The old bird baths?
No, regular swimming pools. I sell them. May I come in?
Oh, well, I wouldn't want to see you waste your time, Miss Eberly. We ain't exactly a swimming pool family. As a matter of fact, we're just getting used to indoor plumbing.
Well, I'd still like to discuss it with you.
Yeah, well... See, I'm all alone here. My wife and my grandpa, they're at a meeting, and my little brother and sister, they're both asleep.
Well, I won't take up more than 5 minutes of your time. I promise.
Well, Excuse me a minute. Come on in.
Thank you. It's, my sin. Lovely place.
Oh, yeah. Thanks very much. It's a mite fancier than what we was used to in West Virginia, but we're sort of getting used to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, won't you sit down?
Well, thank you.
Well, you sure don't look like a traveling salesman.
That's what everybody says.
If I was to see you on the street, I'd say you was an actress.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was an actress up until about a year ago, but it got to be a long time between parts, and I like to eat.
Have walnut?
No, thank you. Ever since I've been selling, I've been eating quite well. By the way, have you ever done any acting?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shucks, no.
Oh, no, listen, you're a good type. Look at that profile.
Well, I didn't even know I had one.
Well, let's get on to swimming pools. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Ma'am, trying to sell me a swimming pool is like trying to sell a fur coat to a skunk.
I know a producer in Hollywood who'd go just crazy over your smile. Oh, forgive me for harping on the subject.
Oh, no, you go right ahead, harp.
Mr. McCoy, you left your smile running.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, let's see, where was I?
You're talking about my smile.
And now, the Bluebird Company went into business with the idea of making swimming pools available to people like you. Our motto is, if you can afford a backyard, you can afford a Bluebird. Now, you mentioned children a moment ago. Think of the safety angle. No more dangerous highways to cross to get to treacherous lakes. Why, they can enjoy themselves all summer right in your own backyard where you can keep your eye on them. Now, let me show you our 15 by 20 fiberglass plunge.
No. Allow me, ma'am.
Oh, what strong hands.
Well, they're sort of fair to middling.
Now, Mr. McCoy, what would you say if I were to tell you that you could have this pool without laying out one single red cent? Boy, that's frightening.
Oh, don't be scared. I'm gentle as a lamb.
Yes, well, I'm sure of that. Now, let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, this pool sells for $1,100. Your bank will loan you $900 with no trouble at all, leaving a balance of $200 for you to put up.
Don't look now, ma'am, but you just run into trouble.
Now, boy, wait. When your neighbors see this beautiful pool and hear how little it costs, why, I'm going to get other orders. Now, for every order I get, I'll pay you $50. There. You see? 4 orders, $200. No down payment.
There's still that $900 we got from the bank. They might want that back, you know. No, I'm afraid you're barking up the wrong tree, Miss Everly.
Mr. McCoy, do it again. Oh, makes me shiver. Boy, have you ever heard of a better deal?
No. No, it's a humdinger, all right. You know, I just can't believe it. Us McCoys having a swimming pool all of our own.
Well, I'll make the arrangements with the bank tomorrow.
All right.
Well, good night, Mr. McCoy.
Yeah. Good night, Miss Everly.
You know, I only wish I could be here to see the happy looks on your family's faces when you tell them you're going to have a swimming pool.
Hey, we got us a swimming pool. A swimming pool.
I ain't seen the lights in all my born days.
Oh, boy, Grandpa's mad. What's the matter, Grandpa?
Oh, I was just getting ready to work them stony acres right after breakfast. Somebody up and busted the plowshare.
Grandpa, I don't know why you fool with that ground. You said yourself it's nothing but a bed of rock. Why don't you forget about it?
I can't forget it. Them 3 acres is laying up there just laughing at me. I'm going to lick him if it's the last thing I do. Where's Luke?
He's getting dressed. Grandpa, he's acting kind of funny. I'm worried about him.
Why, just because he was asleep when we come home last night?
Well, it ain't like Luke to go to bed so early. And this morning, he didn't say nothing to me. He just sat there and grinned, kind of sick-like. I think he's coming down with the shakes or something.
I ain't coming down with nothing.
Well, you didn't do nothing but toss and turn all night long.
Well, I just felt like tossing and turning, that's all. No, to tell the truth, I was having nightmares.
Nightmares?
Yeah, I dreamed it was summertime, and little Luke and Hassie here, they was crossing the highway to go swimming up the lake. When along come this here great big truck, and... oh, my, it was pitiful. It was just pitiful. And then I woke up this morning, and I got to thinking about how dangerous it is, the kids swimming up at that lake.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Little Luke and Hassie know how to cross the highway by themselves.
Yeah, well, what about the lake? Did you ever see them water snakes up there?
I never seen any.
Yeah, well, you've been lucky. I tell you, that lake just ain't safe.
Well, gee, Luke. Ain't got no place else to swim.
Well, sure wish you did.
Maybe you'd like us to put in a swimming pool.
Now, there's the best idea I heard a month of Sundays.
Well, I'll tell you what you do, Luke. Right after breakfast, you go out and start digging. But get it nice and big so we can float our yacht in it.
Grandpa, it's funny the way it increases the value of your property.
What does?
You know, what you said.
You mean the swimming pool?
Doggone, every time you come up with that idea, I like it better.
Oh, what's going on around here? Can't you quit talking about swimming pools? It ain't healthy.
I wasn't talking about swimming pools.
Well, dagnabbit, who is?
Well, I think it's a great idea.
Look at his little face light up.
Can we get one with a diving board?
Now, Hassie, you quit talking about swimming pools, too, because we ain't a swimming pool family.
Now, Grandpa, that there thinking is old-fashioned thinking. Well, if you can afford a backyard, you can afford a bluebird.
A bluebird?
I meant to say a swimming pool.
Are you out of your mind, son?
Well, it's not for me, Grandpa. But if Kate and the kids has got their hearts set on it...
Now, Kate, you get these highfalutin ideas out of your head.
Grandpa, what are you yelling at me for?
Now, give her a chance, Grandpa. What was it you was saying about how easy it is to get a bank loan on a swimming pool?
Bank loan? Who do you think you are, Kate McCoy?
I didn't say nothing about no bank loan.
Now, don't jump down her throat, Grandpa.
What do we do? We just sit here talking about swimming pools. I ain't never heard nothing so all-fired foolish in all my born days. Hey, you?
No, I don't want to hear no more about it. Let's eat our breakfast.
Luke, this lid is stuck. Would you open it, please? Gosh, Luke, you sure have strong hands.
You hush.
What's the matter with you?
Gee, you better get a doctor for him. Get on your toes. You're all beating you to the corn here.
Grandpa,
Where you been?
down the gas station.
Yeah?
I was making a phone call.
What's the matter with our phone?
Grandpa, I got something to tell you.
Well, it's about time. What's eating at you?
Well, last night... Well, I can't tell you if you keep looking at me like that.
All right. Leave us hear it.
Well, last night, I signed a contract for us to buy a swimming pool. Well, you can look at me now.
Don't know as a kid. Unless what I heard was wrong. I ain't gonna repeat what I think you said, because if you didn't say it, you'd think I'm crazy, but I hope you didn't say it.
I said it. There's a contract right here.
For once in my life, I'm glad I can't read. Why'd you do it, boy?
Well, you see, last night this salesman come up to the house...
Held a gun on you, huh? Remember when Uncle Jeb held a gun on that city fella because he wouldn't pay $5 for that pint of corn? The law made him give the $5 back again? Well, this is the same thing. Come on.
Grandpa, she didn't pull no gun on me.
She must have pulled a gun. She?
That's right.
You should be looking.
Yep.
Young?
Yeah.
I see.
Grandpa, she made it sound like it was real good horse sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what Adam said to the Lord when he ate that apple.
No, her being young and good looking didn't have nothing to do with it. I tell you, this here is a real good deal.
How tall was she?
Well, she come to about here. Now, look, we don't have to lay out no money at all. You see, they got a deal.
The color of her hair?
Well, it was sort of yellow. You know, they loan money quicker on a swimming pool than anything else.
Smell good, did she?
Oh, like an acre of jasmine on a summer night. Grandpa, I was thinking about the kids. You know, that lake's dangerous with them snakes in there.
Oh, an ocean full of snakes ain't half as dangerous as a pretty woman with something to sell.
I feel like a fool, Grandpa.
Well, if it's any comfort to you, I once bought a set of automobile seat covers from a sales lady with yellow hair and blue eyes.
What about it?
I didn't have no automobile.
Grandpa, that'd make me feel better if I didn't feel so sick.
Well, come on, we're going right over.
Wait, where are you going?
We're going to call up that swimming pool company and tell them we changed our minds.
Grandpa already tried that.
What'd they say?
They'll sue us.
Girl, you was led astray by a pretty girl.
Oh, no. Now, that ain't so, Sugar Babe. Well, the only time I was ever led astray by pretty girls when I married you.
Luke.
That's not what I meant to say.
It doesn't matter, Luke. You don't have to say a thing to me again as long as we live.
Now, Sugar Babe, you know you don't mean that.
Luke, I'd like to have a little talk with Kate. Why don't you take the kids out on the front porch and sit yourself down for a spell, eh?
Here we go again.
Well, you can tell her from me, Grandpa, that if a woman don't trust the man that loves her, it's a pretty good sign that maybe she don't love him.
What'd you do now, Luke? Why are we yelling up in here? Huh, Luke, huh?
Kate, honey.
I don't want to talk about it, Grandpa.
Oh, you poor, unfortunate, pitiful little critter. Your world's come to an end, huh? You ain't got nothing to live for no more. Would you like to borrow my gun?
Oh, don't talk hogwash.
Well, you can't go on. Your husband don't love you no more.
He does so, Grandpa. Don't you say that.
No, he does, huh? Well, maybe it wasn't your heart that was busted. Maybe it was just your female vanity.
I don't want to talk about it, Grandpa. I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, most people ain't never in the mood to hear the truth. But let me tell you something about vanity, Kate. When a man falls in love with a pretty girl and marries her, that don't kill his vanity, just his spirit. They say vanity's stronger than a married man. Gets wild, like a cat that ain't been fed.
What are you talking about?
Well, just how long has it been since you went to the trouble of telling Luke how strong he is and how good looking?
Oh.
You ain't been feeding your cat. So you hadn't ought to get too surprised when he goes purring after the first pretty girl that comes along and sets down a saucer of cream and says, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty."
You know, Grandpa, for a man that ain't had much schooling, you're pretty smart.
There you go. Feeding cream to the wrong cat. Luke's the one you gotta worry about.
You gotta worry about getting out of this swimming pool mess, too.
Yeah, that's right. While I'm worrying about that, I think I'll get that new plow and light into them Stony Acres again.
Wait a minute. Stony Acres. I think I got an idea, Grandpa. Just a second.
What's running through that female brain of yours?
Yeah? Yeah, I think it'll work. While we're at it, we can see that big cat of mine gets some cream. Sure is pretty.
Yeah, if you like that type of female.
How come your eyes is bulging out?
I like that type of female.
I'm Miss Eberly, Mrs. McCoy, and this is Mr. Peroni, our engineer.
Nice to meet you both. This is Grandpa Amos.
Amos McCoy, that is.
Well, how do you do?
Looks like this ground has been giving you a little trouble.
Well, no, it's just they don't make shovels and plows like they used to, that's all.
Well, if you folks will show us where you've decided to put your new swimming pool, Mr. Peroni here can get to work.
Well, this is it, Miss Everly.
Up here?
Yeah, right here, this is it.
Well, I would have thought you would wanted it closer to the house, but it's your swimming pool, isn't it?
Miss Eberly, could I talk to you a minute?
Yes, of course. Excuse us.
Keep a straight face now.
I'm trying, but it sure ain't easy.
Anything wrong?
Oh, no, not a thing. But Mr. Peroni and I were just saying that we think you'd get a lot more enjoyment out of your pool if you put it down there.
Why?
Well, wouldn't you rather have your pool out of the sight of the pigs?
Oh, if the pigs can stand the sight of me in a bathing suit, I guess we can stand them. When do you expect to get the steam shovels in here, Mr. Peroni?
Excuse me, Miss Eberly.
Mr. McCoy, couldn't we discuss this tomorrow in your office?
Whose office? I ain't got no office.
You don't? Well, you know, I just pictured you as an executive behind a big desk.
That's the way you pictured me, huh?
Uh-huh.
Grandpa?
I'll be all right just as soon as I get out of range of that toilet water. Now, you look here, miss. We want that pool right here.
I'm sorry, but you folks are just going to have to pick another location.
Well, I'm sorry, too, Miss Everly, but we have a contract that says that we get to pick the spot. And this is the spot we picked.
And I can hardly wait to dive right into that good, pure water.
Well, I'm just going to have to tell you folks the truth. Mr. Peroni tells me that this ground is so hard and so rocky that the cost of excavating it would be prohibitive.
Are you trying to get out of this deal, Miss Everly?
Well, no, but... Well, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Well, now, that's a pretty howdy-do.
Well, I'm afraid Grandpa and I have nothing to say about it. You made this deal with my cat. My husband. He's the head of the household.
Is he home now?
Well, no, he went to town. But, I could have him call you as soon as he comes home.
Oh, would you please, Mrs. McCoy? I'd be so grateful. Well, Goodbye for now, and I'm sorry.
I'm awful glad you ain't still mad at me, sugar baby.
I'll forgive you. But, there's one condition.
You just name it, honey. You just name it.
That you go to the phone and you call that Miss Everly and you tell her we don't want that pool.
Name another one.
Come on, Luke, you can do it.
I'll get the phone number for you.
Now, wait a minute, sugar baby. Now, that ain't gonna do no good now. We got us a contract. She ain't gonna back down.
Yes, she is, if you talk real good. And we all know there ain't a better talker this side of the Mississippi than you are.
Well,
Once you put your mind to it.
Hello, Miss Everly, please.
Jump on her with both feet, Luke.
Miss Everly, this here's Luke McCoy. Now, listen, we can't pay for that there swimming pool, so you better forget about it, because if you don't, there's going to be a peck of trouble. You what? You will? You do? Well, that's fine. I mean, that's more like it, Miss Everly. Bye.
Well?
You never heard a woman put up such a fight in your life.
What'd she say, Luke?
She seen I had her. She seen I had her right from the start. You just got to know how to talk to them kind of folks, that's all.
You mean she's letting us out of the contract?
Yeah, she sure is.
Oh, Luke, I'm so proud of you. You sounded real manly.
Yeah, well, there's times when a man's just got to do what he's got to do, that's all.
You're so right, Luke. Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, sugar babe, what are you doing? You already cleaned once today.
You trying to clean that rug or bury it?
I reckon that'll do, Hassie. I got the most wonderful news. Uncle Dave's coming.
He called from Los Angeles.
What are you talking about? We ain't got no Uncle Dave.
No, it's Kate's Uncle Dave, Grandpa. You heard her speak of her rich Uncle Dave Kelly?
He was on his way to Phoenix on business, and I asked him to spend the weekend with us.
Leave him come, but I'm going to flop right down to my chair here. I'm going to spend the next 48 hours a rocking. 24 hours front to back and 24 hours back to front. Now, Kate, you can fuss all you want, but I ain't going to...
Grandpa.
What's the matter? Donna needed something?
Grandpa, Uncle Dave will be here soon, and you ain't dressed yet.
Ain't dressed? Well, what's this stuff I'm wearing? Fig leaves?
I'm dressed right and proper to make a good impression. Put on your Sunday suit.
Sunday suit on Friday? Now, look, son, I've had a hard...
Now, please, Grandpa, I ain't looking forward to this here Uncle Dave any more than you are, but you can see for yourself what it means to Kate. Anyways, the weekend goes by pretty fast.
Yeah, well, the way this one started can't go too fast for me. What in tarnation happened to you?
It's Kate, Grandpa. She made me scrub all over and paste my hair down with the sticky stuff.
Holy mackerel, I've never seen you pour it out in the open like that before. You know, you could catch a death of cold.
And look how much more there is to wash.
I'll bet you found dirt under there you didn't even know you had.
It looks right pretty.
Well, I don't. I don't like getting all gooped up for Uncle. I never never did see.
Well, you are, and you're going to stay that way. And, Grandpa, it's getting kind of late. Please.
Oh, it's pitiful. Yes, pitiful.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, I know. You want me to get all gussied up, too.
Especially you. I shined up them black dress shoes of yours.
Oh, no, not them pointy ones. Oh, Kate, now you don't know what they do to my toes.
You know it ain't that bad. And you look real city-fied in them. Now, go on.
All right. Come on, little Luke. You can help me put them on.
Who's been a-messing around with my bed?
Well, what's the matter, Grandpa?
Some gall-darn fool went and put 2 sheets on it now. One top, one bottom.
Well, I did that, Grandpa. You see, Uncle Dave is used to things like that.
Uncle Dave? What is this, Uncle Dave? The Prince of Wales or something? He's just a mortal man like... What's Uncle Dave got to do with my bed?
He's going to be sleeping with you, Grandpa.
With me?
Well, yes, where else would he sleep? He can't sleep in our bedroom, and the kids has got single beds.
No, I ain't. I ain't going to give up my bed, and I ain't going to share it, neither.
Oh, Grandpa, you don't mean that. You're too kind and wonderful and generous.
Yeah, didn't take you long to grow up to be a woman, did it? All right, I give in. I'll share it with him, but he's got to take the downhill side. When is this joker supposed to get here anyways?
Oh, I don't know. All I can hear is my feet screaming, set me free.
I wish you could take this piece off my hair. Feels like someone's sitting on me.
No man is worth all this whoop-de-doo. Uncle Dave, huh?
When he gets here, I'm gonna kick him right in the shins.
Don't do nothing of the kind. It ain't fitting for a little boy. I'll do it.
It's a taxi. He's here. Come on, everybody. Make him welcome.
All right, let's go meet His Majesty.
Uncle Dave.
Here you are, boy. And this is for you.
Uncle Dave.
Well, honey. Oh, my. Let me look at you. My little Katie did.
Oh.
Katie did.
And did you see him give the driver a whole $1 extra?
And this is little Luke.
The world's gone mad.
Hello.
And this is our Grandpa Amos.
Hello, Grandpa.
And my husband, Luke.
Well, so this is the lucky lad, eh? I've heard a lot of good things about you, boy.
Peppino, would you please bring those bags in the house?
I'll open the door for you.
Oh, I'll carry this one. I've got a few presents in here.
Presents?
What side are you on, boy?
Say, nice little place you have here.
Can we open the presents now?
Little Luke.
I think that's a fine idea. Now, let's see. What have we? This is for Hassie.
A box of candy. Oh, thank you, Uncle Dave.
And this is for you, son.
Oh, boy, a space gun, what I've always wanted.
Put that away. You ain't from Mars.
Hey, dear. I hope you like the scent.
Perfume. Uncle Dave, you shouldn't have.
Well, of course I should. You're my favorite niece. And this is something from my nephew.
You got something for me?
Well, sure. Open it.
Well, golly. Hey, look at there. It's a wallet.
Yeah, but it looks all cracked and wrinkled.
Grandpa, that's alligator skin.
Thanks, Uncle Dave.
Oh, it's nothing. And last but not least, here's something for you, Grandpa.
For me? Why, we ain't ever met just now.
Well, I can't think of a better way of saying hello, can you?
You know, I reckon not.
Go on, take it. It's a box of Havana cigars.
But I don't smoke.
Oh, no, that's a pity. Oh, well, they won't be wasted. I do.
Come on, Uncle Dave, I'll show you to your room.
You're going to bunk with Grandpa here.
Best bed in the house. I hope you like it.
Oh, I'm sure I will. You've all made me feel right to home, and I certainly appreciate it.
Right this way, Uncle Dave.
Thank you for the lovely box of candy, Uncle Dave. And the gun, Uncle Dave.
Going licking on his boots just like a bunch of cats around a sauce for milk. Well, Amos McCoy ain't one of them.
There he was. I felt he was going to charge. I knew that one bullet had to do it. So I waited and waited till that rhino was no more than 50 feet from us. Then I fired.
And you got him?
Right between the eyes.
And the Maharaja was so impressed and grateful that he gave Uncle Dave this diamond stick pin. It's worth $2,000, isn't it, Uncle Dave?
Oh, more or less.
Gee willikers, Uncle Dave. Can I go hunting with you sometime?
Well, you went hunting last week. I took you myself.
Sure, Grandpa. So there's a lot of difference between hunting rhinos and little bitty old rabbits.
Well, you let me tell you this. It's a lot harder to hit a little bitty old rabbit than it is a big fat old rhino.
I'm afraid there's no big game around here, boy. But I'll tell you what. How would you like it if I rented a yacht and took you out for some real deep sea fishing?
Oh, boy, do you mean it?
Why, sure. The next time I'm through here, we'll pop down to San Pedro, pick up a 40 or 50-footer, get a real crew, and off we go.
Oh, boy, wait till I tell the kids about my Uncle Dave. Now I really have something to brag about.
And you never had nothing to brag on before, huh?
Oh, he didn't mean it that way, Grandpa.
I don't care how he meant it. It's getting late. I'm going to bed.
There he is. He's trying to get away. Stop! Trying to grab him from the bag. $7,000 for that.
Big windbag. You have to listen to him all day. He never figured on the night shift.
San Francisco.
Oh, Uncle Dave, you'd really take me to San Francisco?
Why, of course. The next time I visit here, we'll ride on the cable cars, shop in all the smartest stores, and we'll take a balcony apartment at the Nob Hill Hotel overlooking the Golden Gate.
Okay, doesn't that sound dreamy?
What's so special about the Golden Gate? We got a gate right out front. You can watch all you want to.
Hey, Grandpa, how come you're all dressed up?
Well, it's Saturday, ain't it? Going over to Floyd's for fried chicken. Tonight we're going to the Eastern Star dance. How do I look? Dressed right?
Well, just fine. But couldn't you keep that tie in place a little better?
Oh, yeah, I always put a rubber band around it to hold it together, but couldn't find none.
I've got just the thing. Here you are.
Your diamond stick pin?
Well, this is what it's for.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Well, why not? It's just for the night.
I know, but I feel funny wearing something that's worth more than I am.
It's beautiful on there. And I'm sure Uncle Dave wants you to wear it.
Besides, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'd like to do something for you before I leave.
That's right, you're leaving. Well, maybe the stick pin will help the celebration. I mean the dance. All right, I'll wear it. It's a deal. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to do it, that's all. No, I'm not. What do you think I am? No.
Yapping again. Sure glad this last night. The diamond. It's gone.
What if I go on?
If any of you McCoys up there can hear me, you better call a family meeting. Because Amos is in real trouble.
What are you looking for, Senor Grandpa?
Oh, nothing.
Well, if you're looking for nothing, you're looking for it awful hard. Are you sure it's not something?
I said I was looking for nothing. Now go on about your business and leave me be.
What?
Peppina.
Si, senor.
Say, if you should happen to find it, let me know right quick, will you?
Find what?
Well, I'll tell you. Never mind.
Good morning, Grandpa. Come in and have some coffee with us.
No, I'm busy.
Grandpa, at least you could be polite for Kate's sake. Besides, Uncle Dave will be leaving in an hour.
Leaving?
Yeah, we're going to have us some coffee, and then he's going to get dressed, and I'm driving him to the station.
Dressed? Out of my way, boy. Dave, boy. What's this I hear about you leaving?
That's right. I'm catching the 1040 to Phoenix.
No, you ain't either. I ain't going to hear of it. Now, look, Dave, we're just getting to know you around here. You can't just stay just a while. What do you say, boy?
Rumpus flip?
Well, I hardly know what to say. Why not? There's no point in being the richest man in the cemetery, and there'll always be another train to Phoenix.
Good boy, good boy.
Now, you're sure you don't mind me staying on and sharing your bed?
Mine? Why, that's why I want you to stay. You see, with you on one side of the bed and me on the other, it's the first time it's ever been level. Now, look, you sit here and you drink your coffee. Real slow, because I got something outside I want to tend to.
Grandpa? Thanks.
It's nothing. Believe me.
Grandpa, I just want to say I appreciate what you just did, asking Uncle Dave to stay for Kate's sake.
For Kate's sake? Come down here. I asked him to stay for my sake. I can't let him go until I've had a chance to find that diamond.
Diamonds?
A diamond down at the stick pin. I lost it last night.
Grandpa, that's worth $2,000.
You need to remind me about it. I know what it's worth. I don't think I have to worry no more, though. I think I know where I dropped it. Down in the parking lot, back of the dance hall. Now, all we gotta do, me and you, is go down there and scout around and we find it. So let's hurry up. And look, let me tell you something. Uncle Dave don't know it, but he's still gonna make that 1040 to Phoenix.
Well, Grandpa, we looked everywhere. Now what?
I don't know, boy. I just don't know.
And I pulled that big Marlin into gaff just like that.
Hey, that's wonderful.
Little Luke, why don't you get a pillow for Uncle Dave's head here?
No, I'm fine. Thanks.
We want you to be comfy while you're staying here.
Grandpa, how long's Uncle Dave gonna stay?
Little Luke, I'm surprised you asked a question like that. Uncle Dave's going to stay just so long as it takes me to find... just so long as he finds out he can stay. You want to be right to home while he's here.
Well, I certainly am. And little Luke, as long as I'm staying here, we might get in that deep-sea fishing trip in 5 or 6 weeks.
5 or 6 weeks?
Yes, that's when the season starts. And Hassie, after the yachting trip, maybe we could take that little run up to San Francisco just before the Thanksgiving holidays.
Thanksgiving?
How would you like that?
Oh, Uncle Dave, that would be heaven. I'm so glad you came.
So am I. And say, that reminds me. I haven't seen your town here yet. I think I'll get dressed and go in.
Don't around here. That's one thing you don't want to do.
Why not?
Well, it ain't a dressing uptown. While you put on a collar and tie, they think you're a tourist. They take you for everything you got. And besides, we want you to spend every spare minute you got right here with us. Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's swell.
Hey, Uncle Dave, tell Luke the story you just told Grandpa. Grandpa, you're being so sweet. I just want to cry.
She wants to cry. Dave, I got something I got to tell you. Dave,
Come on, Lefty. Let me have 10 to Wednesday. I got a sure horse in the third race. Well, I gotta have at least 5. Look, I'll put up my stick pin. I gave Barney $10 for it.
you gave $10 for that diamond stick pin?
Sure, Lefty. Ask Barney. Oh, it's only glass, but it looks good. What is it, Lefty? $5. Just till after the next race. You'll give it to me, won't you?
Sure, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you good.
Thanks, Barney.
Talk to you a minute.
Oh, what about?
Well, it's about that stick pin you let me take you. I lost a diamond out of it.
Lost the diamond?
Now, take it easy, Uncle Dave. It was purely an accident.
$2,000.
If we could, we'd pay you back, but you know we just ain't got that kind of money.
Of course I do. Look, you don't have to worry about paying me anything. We're all one family. And what's another diamond? There's a lot more where that come from.
Hey, did you hear that, Grandpa? Well, that's mighty generous of you, Uncle Dave.
Oh, I'm not being generous, really. But you've all treated me so wonderful. You've been so good to me. Why, I couldn't ask for money.
It sure is mighty nice, Dave. But I'm a McCoy, and us McCoys always pay our debts. And I'm ready right now to pay every penny. Full value for that stone. $10.
Is this some sort of a joke?
Hey, Grandpa, you been hitting the hard cider?
That's what you gave Barney for it, ain't it?
Barney.
You know, Lefty's friend.
Well, Uncle Dave, I have to apologize for Grandpa. He just ain't himself today. What?
No, Luke. What he's saying is true.
What?
I'm afraid I have a habit of talking in my dreams. Guess I did last night, huh?
Well, I still don't know what you're talking about.
Luke, that stick pin is only worth $10, which is $10 more than I'm worth. I never saw $2,000 in my life.
Well, what about them deals and making them fortunes and hunting with them Maharajis?
I'm afraid I do a lot of dreaming in the daytime, too.
Well, if you ain't got nothing, how could you promise to take little Luke deep sea fishing on a yacht and Hassie to San Francisco shopping?
Now, look, Luke.
Didn't you care whether you could keep your promise to them kids or not? What kind of man are you? Luke!
Dave did care. Any man who'd spend his last few dollars for presents for us has got to care. He wanted them kids to have a good time, but he figured on having a winner between now and then. Ain't that right, Dave?
That's the story of my life.
Well, there's one more thing I want to say, Dave. I just don't want to be around here next month and see them kids' faces when they find out you ain't going to be able to keep them promises you made to them. Because they believe in you, Dave, like Kate always has. Well, I'd sort of like to keep it that way.
So would I. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to quit when I'm ahead. If I start packing, I can make that 1040. I still have time to put it over that big deal in Phoenix. It's in the publication field. It's real big. Well, it's a job hustling tip sheets at the racetrack.
Dave, you know, I'm just afraid that $10 ain't going to take you very far. So just take this with you.
Oh, no, Grandpa,
Dave,
I don't want.
Take it as a loan, and when you have that big winner, you can send it back.
Thanks, Grandpa.
There you are, Luke. Leave that be a lesson to you. Just thank the good Lord you got two strong arms and a mind to work. And don't ever be ashamed because you ain't got no money. Because in this world, you got plenty of company.
Bye-bye, little Luke.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Hattie.
Bye.
Katie did.
Luke. So long, Uncle Dave.
And Grandpa. And thanks for everything.
Good luck to you, Dave.
Bye-bye, everybody. So long.
Bye.
So long.
Sure is a pity Uncle Dave had to leave so sudden like.
Yeah.
But I guess they need a big man like him for that important business deal in Phoenix.
Important deal. Who told you that?
Well, Grandpa, he told me about getting that wire this morning and how they said they just couldn't do without Uncle Dave. Isn't Uncle Dave the most wonderful man you ever knew?
Well, I'd say the second most wonderful.
real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Mrs. McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Morning, girls. I'll get to you in just a minute. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Well, I hope you girls got a good morning's work. 'Cause this day is special. Now, I can't tell you why, 'cause everybody thinks I ain't supposed to know. But just 'cause a man can't read, don't say there ain't other ways of finding out what his birthday was. They, does any of you know an eagle? Well, whichever one of you done this can have the rest of the day off. Did I say I was a businessman, or did I? Well, seeing as how nobody else had said it, it must have been you. Who do you suppose phoned this morning from Los Angeles? The fellow with the restaurant, right? Harper himself. He offered a $250 bonus to tie up our egg production for the year. Hot dog, and you grabbed it? Oh, good businessman like me. Played hard to get. Played? Oh, so help me, Harry, if you ruined this deal. Well, don't worry. He's already agreed to pay $300. $300? Well, that's $150 for you and $150 for us McCoys. I told you if you stuck with me, you'd be rolling in money. I'll get in the car. What first? Oh, we got to drive to Los Angeles to sign the contract. Harper's waiting. Today? Right now. We got to put your X on that contract. Couldn't you call him up and tell him we'd be there tomorrow? Amos, don't be foolish. It's today and ever. If we don't meet Harper, he's going to sign with that farmer from Fontana. Now, come on. Oh, wait a minute. I can't go today, Harry. It's my birthday. Well, congratulations. Now, let's hear. Wait a minute. You don't understand, Harry. The birthdays from McCoys, there's something special. You see, the whole family counts on it. They have singing
a birthday? You know, you're too soft-hearted. In business, you gotta be hard as nails.
Well, ain't you got brains enough to know there's more important things than money? And one of them's not to disappoint folks. It's a can on you.
You know, I must have been crazy to go into partners with you. From now on, I'm through with it.
Well, you ain't half as through with me as I am with you. Come on, get out of here and stay out. All alone down.
Nobody knows on the egg deal, I hope, Senor Grandpa. We all counting on it, you know.
Oh, he don't mean nothing. You think he laid the eggs? I got the eggs. I'm going to Los Angeles tomorrow and see a hop for myself. That's what I'll do. Let's go in the house and get something to eat.
Good morning, everybody. They know me. Hi, Grandpa.
Well, ain't nobody got nothing else to say, like something special, maybe?
Well, I got one thing to say, Grandpa.
I bet you have. You wouldn't let a word get tangled up in that torch of yours. What you got to say?
Let's eat.
This is the life. You know, when I first came to this country, I had to live on 15 cents a day.
Pino, how could you live on only 15 cents a day?
I'd buy a bottle of milk for breakfast, a box of crackers for lunch, and I'll eat them for supper.
No cornhole?
But Grandpa, it ain't Sunday.
No sausages, no pancakes. They know holiday. It ain't nothing but harmony, grits, and celery.
Grandpa, ain't you gonna eat any breakfast?
Well, my heart ain't in it. When my heart ain't in it, why? My stomach ain't so sweet either. at you less than a minute ago.
It's sure funny, ain't it? Yeah, well, it's most near supper time, Grandpa. I better bring the cow in.
Well, what are you doing all Sunday, Dub?
I let you guess.
Yeah, wait a minute now. You either go to a funeral or a wedding. Now, you look too happy for a man that's going to be funeraled. And you ain't quite sad enough for a man that's about to be hitched. Now, you wouldn't be going to a party to celebrate, would you?
I'm thinking Conchita to a driving movie.
You know there ain't no driving movie around here.
I know. That makes it even better.
And I suppose Kate's going over to see Conchita with J.C.
Oh, no, Senor Grandpa.
Well, what's she doing strutting around proud in the peacock with two tails?
Well, what do you say? It's a national holiday.
What holiday is it?
Well, don't ask me, Senor Grandpa. It's your country.
Come out here and catch me sprucing up. Spoil the whole goddamn surprise party. 'Cause that's what it is. You had the same thing last year. Only this year I'm gonna act double surprised. I'm gonna pop my eyes open just like a stomped on toad. Happy birthday to me.
Today ain't Sunday.
I know it ain't Christmas, it ain't Easter, it ain't Sunday. Everybody around here sure knows what today ain't. What's going on around here?
Oh, Kate's got supper fixed for you and little Luke.
Where's Pepina?
He's seeing
Daddy. If you had an idea why the dial lonesome is floating around in that empty head of yours.
I'm ready, Luke. Oh, Grandpa, your supper's on the stove. I think it's hot enough.
Well, I hope you didn't go to too much trouble of lighting that stove.
We're in town, window shopping. It's gonna be practically like a holiday.
Merry Christmas. Well, we better get going. Hey, where's little Luke?
Well, I've seen him near the hen house before.
Yeah, I'll send him in, Grandpa. Good night.
Good night, Grandpa.
Night.
Come on.
Having a good feeling the 4th of July. Set off a bunch of firecrackers under them. That'll make them remember. Sometimes I don't know if you got a head on your shoulders or a sack of tapioca. Don't you know no better than to go notching up good wood?
I didn't cut all those notches. I only cut one, and that was the other day.
Well, don't ever let me catch you doing it again, you hear? You better get in the house, because supper's ready, and Grandpa's beginning to fret.
Luke, we better get into town if we want to get any shopping done before the store's closed. You know, Grandpa sure was mad thinking we was going off, leaving him alone, wasn't he?
Well, tomorrow when it's his birthday and he finds out it was his presents we was going to get, he'll get over his mad.
I guess. Now remember, little Luke, don't you say a word to Grandpa, or you'll spoil the big surprise for tomorrow. Now, come on. Come on.
Don't get excited, girls. This blanket ain't for you. I'm just gonna put these over here in the corner. Come sun up, I'm shoving off. And I ain't even gonna say how long I'm gonna be gone either. Might be a day or a week or a month. And I ain't gonna write and tell them where I'm at. I'll learn them. It can't be because I can't write either. Because I'm gonna learn to write. Then I won't even write them.
He like Grandpa to miss breakfast, especially on his birthday. Maybe he went off someplace.
Go and get your milk and things.
Oh, any sign of him, Luke?
No, I'm only eating the barn, eating the fields. Just plumb disappeared.
Where could he go this early in the morning?
Stupid dog!
party tonight.
We sure will. Hey, we can really go to town, huh? We'll put up streamers and banners and a big sign up here. Oh, boy, we'll have this place looking fancier than a California gas station. Oh, howdy, bud. Don't mind if I camp here a bit, do you? Thanks. Excuse me while I go gather some firewood for tonight. Oh, would you watch me get? Magnifico! It is like a fiesta!
It's just as pretty as a picture, ain't it?
Yeah.
Luke, why don't you get the presents for Grandpa and we'll put them around the table?
Okay, sugar babe. Boy, I sure thought Grandpa was onto us when the delivery man brought this Mac and all.
What else is you getting, Luke?
Oh, is the blue polka dot snap-on bow tie and a genuine celluloid collar, reversible. Oh, and Argyle Galluses for when he goes out stepping with Flory. And a giant king-size bottle of pine tree aftershave lotion.
Lotion? What kind of present is that?
Oh, you find out when you grow up, little Luke, that there ain't nothing more a woman likes than to dance with a man that's got a nice smelling neck.
Oh, Luke, you don't think we spent too much money, do you?
Oh, no, not really. I think it's... Oh, yeah. Now, I admit 98 cents for aftershave lotion's pretty steep, but well, I think it's good business in the long run to buy the large economy size. Besides, with that deal that Grandpa's making with Mr. Harper today, we're going to have us a mighty profitable egg business.
Say, Luke, you know, I'm getting kind of worried. It's late. Shouldn't Grandpa be home by now?
Yeah, you sure should.
Want me to get my bike and look for it?
No, let's not be a bunch of worry warts. No, Grandpa's bound to be along any minute now.
There he is now.
Oh, everybody get ready. Happy birthday to you.
wonder he acted so funny. He thought we were going to have the party for him, and when we didn't, well, he must have felt just terrible. That's what happened, Luke. He's gone off somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it looks, but where? Where could Grandpa go to?
Oh, I said he...
Little Luke, we're trying to think. You got any ideas for Pino? Well, if I was in your grandpa would go to... No, not if I was in your grandpa.
Listen, everybody. Will you stop? Can't you see we're trying to figure out what happened to Grandpa? Luke, have you got any more ideas?
Well, I give up.
Not me. I know where Grandpa is. He was gonna take me to
of this fratter and let's get into town and crush up. You can't go into town today. Why not? Because today's your birthday. So it is. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Let's celebrate. Let's get famous. What about your family? They'll be your birthday a day early. Little Luke carved a notch there, too. If I raise it to 400, will you sign? Stupid old coot like me. Not only I can't read, but I can't count neither. You can count up to 500, sign the contract. This is my last offer. There now, us big businessmen don't have no trouble coming to terms. There you are, partner. Take a lesson from a real salesman.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Hey, Luke, you ready?
Yeah, all ready, Grandpa.
Yeah, come on, let's get going.
All right, Grandpa, you think it's a good idea to go bowling with that cold?
I don't think it's much of a cold. I think it's just a tickly nose, that's all. Come on, I've been waiting for Sandy to go around here so he can get down in them alleys and have some fun.
Hey, bye, Kate. We're going.
Oh, wait a minute, Luke. We're going with you.
I thought it was just us men.
Oh, we're not going bowling, Grandpa. We want to stop off and welcome the Nugents. Go on out the car.
Who's the Nugents?
Well, you know, Grandpa, the new doctor moved in down the road. It's only fitting as neighbors we should pay our respects.
I ain't paying no respects to no doctor.
Grandpa, you should see him. Let him tend to that cold of yours. instead of going bowling.
Women and doctors. All that's trying to make a man think he's got something so they can take away some of his enjoyment.
Grandpa, let's don't start on doctors again, all right?
Now, look, you know what I think about doctors. You know, I never went to no doctor. My father never went to no doctor, and his father before him never went to no doctor. And they lived to the ripe old age of 96. All except Uncle Eve Hackett, and you know what happened to him. After he went to wheeling, he went to going to doctors and like that, and he was only 84. It was pitiful, that's what it was, pitiful.
All right, Grandpa. Now, don't take long. It's on our way. Better hurry up, Kate. I'll get the car started.
I'll go get the cake.
Cake?
Well, yes. I baked a nice angel food cake for the doctor and his missus.
That's what you wanted all them eggs for?
That's right.
Well, I wished I'd have known that. I wouldn't have begged them poor little hens. All that straining and just for a doctor.
Come on, little Luke.
Well, hello.
Howdy.
Howdy. We're your neighbors from down the road.
Oh. Yeah, here's your cake. Good luck and goodbye.
We haven't even introduced ourselves yet. We're the McCoys. This is Grandpa Amos, and I'm Mrs. McCoy. My husband Luke and his brother and sister, little Luke and Hassie.
Well, I'm very pleased to meet you. Won't you come in the study?
Why, thank you.
What do you want to go in there for? You done given the cake.
Oh, we'd love to come
Right
in.
this way.
We're looking forward to meeting Mrs. Nugent.
Oh, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. My wife isn't due to arrive for several days.
Oh, that's a shame.
Then you won't be needing all that cake then. What's the matter? I'll just...
Sounds like you're coming down with a cold there, Mr. McCoy.
You know, this ain't the doctrine kind of a cold. It's business you're after. You better go out looking for it yourself.
I guess that's pretty good advice for a new doctor. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll put this in the kitchen.
Sure seems young to be a doctor, though.
Yeah, them young'uns, they're the worst kind. Fresh out of school, just itching to try out all them new diseases.
Sure is some car, Doctor.
That ought to win me many a race with the stork.
Some doctor still believes in the stork. What's that supposed to cure?
That's a dictaphone.
A what?
A dictaphone. I use it for my correspondence, my mail. I dictate by talking into it, and then I have someone play it back and transcribe it on paper. I also use it to keep a record of my patients' case histories. Here, talk into it, and I'll show you how it works.
Not me. I ain't talking to no goddamn machine.
Not me. I ain't talking to no goddamn machine.
That sure sounded funny, Grandpa.
Say, are we going bowling? Or ain't we? I need exercise.
Surely, Mr. McCoy, you're not going bowling. Exertion and overheating is the worst thing you can do for a cold. What you need is rest and medication.
Look, I'm going bowling. Ain't no one going to stop me. If I need medicine, I'll get me some polecat grease.
Polecat grease?
Yeah, and wrap it in a newbie bag around my neck.
A newbie bag?
Say, you sure you're a doctor?
Doctor, a newbie bag's kind of like a scarf.
Yeah, you slap the polecat grease on one side and wrap it around your neck and take a couple of hot toddies, and 2 or 3 days, you're a new man.
Forgive my smiling, Mr. McCoy. I've heard of these primitive methods, but I've never actually met anyone who used them.
Primitive? That's what they call savages, ain't it?
I didn't mean to infer that you...
Now, listen, son, I don't cotton to this newfangled medicine. I never did and ain't starting now. I'm going bowling tonight, and I'm going to bowl as long as I want to. And after that, I'm going to wrap some polecat grease around my neck. I'm going to take a couple of hot toddies in the morning. I'll be all better. Do you hear that? Tomorrow, I'll be all better.
Grandpa, you didn't believe the doctor yesterday. Now look at you.
What do you mean now? Look at me. I'm fine.
Grandpa, you should be in your bed laying down.
This ain't a laying down type of cold. Why don't you leave me be? I can take care of myself. I'm going to freshen up my hot toddy here a little. What is that? Oh, wait a minute, Luke.
Grandpa, that's moonshine you was putting in there.
What do you think makes a toddy hot?
Grandpa, putting moonshine in your toddy ain't gonna help you none.
I just got that around here for medicine. Could I have just a little look? Oh, I got the missus. Something terrible. I need something to open up my arteries. Come on. My rheumatism, too. I couldn't shave myself this morning. Couldn't raise my arm no higher than that. Just a little look. And that ain't the worst. My leg. I can't bend my knee. Oh, look. I think I ought to have some.
Grandpa, if it's that bad, I'm going to go call Doc Nugent right now.
I don't want no whippersnapper of a doctor around here. I'm doing all that mortal man can do. Now you leave me be.
Luke, what are we gonna do?
Oh, it's no use, Sugar. You heard him. When it comes to seeing a doctor, Grandpa's tougher than a bride's first meatloaf. Nothing personal.
Why, little Luke, what can I do for you?
I need some medical advice, Doc.
I see. Take a spill, hurt your leg?
Worse than that, Doc. Ain't only my leg, it's all over. God, the misery's something fierce.
Taking any medicine?
A hot toddy and moonshine.
Moonshine?
Yeah, to open up the arteries and quiet down the rheumatism.
You, rheumatism?
Yeah, flared up so this morning, couldn't even raise my arm. What kind of medicine should I take, Doctor?
Well, we'll see. First, I want to hear more about this rheumatism.
Oh, it's a terrible agony in this leg of mine. I can't even bend the knee.
That's too bad. How high could you bend it before?
Way up to...
All right, young man, what's this all about?
It's Grandpa, Doc. He's powerful sick, and I just want to know what we could do for him.
Sounds to me like I ought to go over and take a look at your grandfather.
Oh, please don't. I mean, couldn't you tell me what to do, and I'd pass it on like it come from someone else?
Hardly, son. We don't practice medicine by remote control.
Yeah, Grandpa'd be awful mad if he found out I was the one that brung you.
Well, I tell you, we'll just keep this a little secret between you and me. We'll pretend that I'm just dropping by to say hello.
Can I ask you a question, Doc?
Certainly. What is it?
Well, if Grandpa does find out it was me, you got a good pill that'll cure spanking pain?
I think so. I'm telling you, for the last time, I ain't seeing no doctor.
Grandpa, not so loud. He's standing right outside the door. He'll hear you.
I don't care if he does hear me. I didn't invite him, and I ain't going to see him.
Grandpa, you ain't getting no better.
As long as he happened to drop by, Grandpa. What's the harm?
All right, leave him in.
Doctor? Morning.
Hi, Doc. Don't mind me. Go right ahead.
This is Charlie Perkins, our mailman. He's like one of the family.
Everybody's family. Don't pay him no mind.
Just want to see how you do on your first case. Folks will be interested.
That's a pretty nasty cough you have there. Is your throat sore?
Grandpa, the doctor was nice enough to come. The least you can do is answer him.
If he's a doctor, leave him find out what's the matter with me. You never hear of it asking a horse a lot of questions.
Doctor, the cold seems to have settled in his leg. He says he can hardly move it.
It's a very simple diagnosis. Obviously, Mr. McCoy, you ignored my advice and complicated your condition to the extent now you're suffering from an advanced infection.
Doctor, what do you think's the best thing to do? Is it serious?
I don't think so. An injection of penicillin should clean it up.
An injection of penicillin?
That's right. A shot.
Shot? You ain't going to stick that thing in me?
Now, take it easy, Grandpa.
Roll up his sleeve, please. Kate, I'll never forgive you for this. See, he was right. That didn't hurt hardly at all.
Of course not. That was just the cotton.
Now that ought to fix you up, Mr. McCoy.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll be by and check on you in the morning.
And I'll be back to check on him, Amos.
Charlie.
Better check this gas bill. Seems awful high this morning.
How's our patient this morning?
Well, he's been sleeping most of the morning, but I just heard a noise in his room, so he must be up and around.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Penicillin can certainly work wonders. It's a good thing we forced it on him. You know, quite frankly, if he'd relied on those primitive home methods of his, he'd still be a very sick man. It's amazing in this day and age how some people still resist progress. Of course, it's pure ignorance of what modern medicine is.
It's okay. Get over our grandpa carried on when you give him that shot.
That's the way it is with these old-timers. Sometimes they're worse than babies.
Doc, I'd like to be your second patient. Doc in this mailbag keeps giving me a bum shoulder. I used to go to old Doc Miller, but he's clear on the other side of town. I'd like to change to you. And I can guarantee a lot of other folks will, too.
Well, thank you, Mr. Perkins. Drop by the office around 3 o'clock. I'll have a look at that shoulder. Now, if you'll excuse me, I want to check on my patient. Mr. McCoy. I expected by this morning you'd be up and kicking.
The only thing I'll be kicking is a bucket. I'm going downhill ever since you stuck me with that medicine.
Your fever's gone. Congestion in your chest is gone.
Next thing, I'll be gone.
Pulse is normal. Your coloring's fine. Frankly, Mr. McCoy, I'm puzzled. You're improved in every way.
You call me improved when I can't move my leg?
The medication I gave you couldn't possibly cause complications such as this. Why, that leg should be completely better.
The leg is stiff as a hoe handle.
Mr. McCoy, are you sure that you can't use that leg?
Don't you think I'd use it if I could?
I'm not so sure, Mr. McCoy. Would you like me to call in another doctor for a consultation?
Oh, no, I don't want no newfangled doctors, no wonder drugs. They ain't doing no wonders for me. I'll stick with my polecat grease. Maybe it is primitive, like you said, and maybe I am ignorant. But leastways, I'll get well.
Very well. You have a right to do as you wish. I'm sorry.
So are we, Doctor.
Doc, about that appointment of 3 o'clock, I just happen to remember that a cousin of mine coming in on the 210, and I'll be kind of busy today showing the town. Well, you understand how it is.
Yeah. I understand how it is. Consider the appointment canceled.
Did you see the look on that whippersnapper's face when he left here? It'll learn him to think twice before he tangles with me.
What, Grandpa?
You can move your leg.
Of course I can, just as good as ever.
Grandpa, you were faking all the time. Why, I'm so ashamed of you.
Why, he had it coming to him. I heard what he said. He said I was ignorant and I was scared and I was a baby. I sure put him in his place, didn't I?
I don't know, Grandpa. Maybe you are a baby.
What?
So you got back at him just because your feelings was hurt. Well, what about somebody else's feelings? You realize what you done to Doc Nugent? He left here thinking his first case was a failure, thinking he'd made some kind of a big mistake.
Just to satisfy your own pride. You went and ruined a man's career.
Kate, here, listen to me. Who's she talking about ruining a man's career? That was between me and him.
With Charlie Perkins standing there listening to the whole thing? Why, it'll be all over town before sundown, and you know what that'll do to Doc Nugent's reputation. Oh, Grandpa, I always knowed you could be ornery, but doing a thing like this, oh...
Luke, listen to me now, Luke. Hassie... Well, you must have gone too. No sense in you sticking around with a sinking ship.
Oh, I don't want to, Grandpa. I want to stay by you.
Even if you think I'm wrong? You do think I'm wrong, don't you? You don't have to answer that question. I know you do. Little Luke.
Yeah, Grandpa.
You go tell Luke and Kate that as soon as we finish the chores, I'm going over to see Doc Nugent and try to square myself.
You mean it, Grandpa?
Well, that's what I said, wasn't it? Now go on. Little Luke. I want you to get one thing straight, though. That still don't mean I like doctors.
Poor Grandpa. Think we should have went in with him while he apologized?
I think it only made him more nervous.
Everything all right, Grandpa?
Yeah, I got it off in my chest. Like they say, confession's good for the soul. Now we gotta find that knot-headed mailman and fix the damage he done around town about Doc.
It's Dr. Nugent.
You told us you apologized to him.
Grandpa, he wasn't even there.
Now hold your horses.
Oh, Grandpa, save your breath. You already curved the truth so many times a day, it looks like a wagon wheel. Come on, Kate, let's go face the doctor and do Grandpa's job for him.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah, well, at least he'll know there's some truth left in some of us, McCoys.
Look, but you don't understand.
Doctor, you look like you're packing to leave.
I had 3 patients scheduled for today. All 3 canceled out.
But when we tell people the truth, they'll want to come to you. They'll want you to stay.
I'm afraid it's too late for that now. If you'll excuse me, I have a lot of packing to do.
Hello there, Doc. This is Amos McCoy talking at you. I came over to apologize, and when you wasn't here, I guess I should have waited for you, but it seemed a whole lot easier talking into this machine instead of having to face you after the way I acted. You know, I'd still be laid up with the miseries if it weren't for you being such a good doctor. You see, it's just that a man my age gets set in his thinking and finds it kind of hard to go along with things that's new and up to date. Still in all, I know that ain't no excuse for the low-down trick I played on you. And I want to say now that how sorry I am. Well, I guess that's about all now. I don't know how you shut this goddamn thing out. It must be...
What do you know?
I hardly know what to say.
I don't blame you if you don't forgive me, Doc, but... it's all right so long as... What are you doing?
He's packing.
He's gonna leave.
Gonna leave?
He says there's no sense in trying to practice here after what's happened.
Well, great balls of fire. Is that why you spent all these years at school, so you could quit and get up and run off the first time trouble showed itself?
Doesn't seem to be any point in fighting.
Fighting? Why, you ain't even got in a good, healthy swing yet. Let me tell you something, son. No matter where you go, you're going to run into old fools like me, so you might just well get used to trouble. And after all, trouble is why we has doctors. Now, Doc, why don't you just roll up your sleeves and get ready for what you come here for?
Well, that's what I'd really like to do.
Yeah, that's good. You can put me down as your first patient.
Thanks a lot, but you're cured. There's nothing wrong with you.
Well, I ain't going to be tomorrow, because I'm going fishing. You know what I do when I go fishing? I don't catch no fish. It sort of riles me so that I always come home and I just kick the barn door with my foot and wreck my big toe. So you just have the bandages ready. I'll come hobbling around about 5, huh? Well, come on, help him get unpacked.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Can we talk a little business matter for 1 minute?
Oh, this ain't no time to talk business, Peppino. Let it go till the morning.
Well, I promised Lolita I was going to ask you tonight.
Ask us what?
It was her idea.
What was her idea?
She says I got to ask you.
Conson, and ask us what?
She says I got to ask you for a raise.
A raise?
Well, I ask you. Good night.
When you get tired of working for peanuts, come and see me. I'll give you a real job.
Well, thank you, Senor McMichaels, for I'm very happy here. Very poor, but very happy.
Well, that's a fine thing to do. Come over to a man's house to play checkies and offer his hired hand more money.
I just said that to get you mad, so you wouldn't see this jump.
George McMichael, you're nothing but a gall-darn crook, and I don't want to play no more with you. You play with him, Luke. Go on.
Yeah, George, you're tough.
Grandpa, I'm a little worried about Peppino. I think this new girl of his is putting all these ideas inside his head. I don't think we heard the last of this.
Yeah, well, don't think I don't know it. God-darn females. They ain't putting something inside a man's head like Eve done to Adam. They taking it off on the outside. Like Delilah done to Samson.
Thanks, babe.
Morning, Peppino.
Good morning, Senor Kate. You had your breakfast, Peppino? Yes, thank you very much. I would like to talk a little business matter.
Would you like to have some eggs, Peppino?
No, thank you.
How was your date with your new girl, Lolita?
We had lots of fun. Senor Grandpa, Senor Luke, I'd like to...
Are you sure you wouldn't like some of these eggs? They're real good.
Luke, why don't you let Peppino say what he has on his mind?
Thank you. I'd just like to say I think I should have a raise in salary.
Peppino, these eggs is real nice. Why don't you sit down and have
It's no use changing the subject. I just gotta have more money.
That dad-blasted girl of yours is going to have more money.
Please, Senor Grandpa, do not blast my Lolita.
Now, that ain't your idea, Peppino. You got to be honest about it. She put a bug in your ear, didn't she?
She says I am underpaid.
Well, you got a right to be underpaid if you want to. It's a free country, ain't it?
She says I got no ambition.
No, but she has. She's ambitious to be a rich widow so she can get her new boyfriend to drive her over to the cemetery and put flowers in your grave.
Now, Grandpa.
You know what it's going to say on that tombstone? Here lies Peppino. $60 a month wasn't enough for him. Now he ain't making nothing.
Now, look, don't get all head up, Grandpa. Let's talk this thing out calm and reasonable like. Peppino, you're a good man, and we'd be happy to pay you $200 a month. But we just ain't got it.
Look, we ain't even got the 60 we're paying you.
You know the eggs ain't been selling the way they should.
And we had that big bill from the vet last month.
Now, look, Peppino, consign it. Peppino, you're getting $60 a month. $60! Not counting your board and room. Why, when I was your age, I was raising a family on 40.
Well, things have changed since then. Everything is more expensive. Lolita says I gotta make more money or she will leave me.
Money. You can't take it with you when you go, you know.
I won't need it when I go, but I want to go with my Lolita while I'm here.
We've been friends, me and you, for a long time, ain't we? Ain't we?
That's right.
We're just like one big happy family.
That's right.
Well, are you going to let a girl you hardly know come in and bust up your family?
I like being a member of a family. I like it so much I want to go out and have one of my own.
Don't you make them smart-alecky answers to me.
Now, simmer down, Grandpa. Peppino, would you mind stepping outside? We'll have a little talk, and then we'll let you know later.
Okay. I never thought he'd do it. Not to me, anyways.
That's not fair, Grandpa.
Not fair. After me treating him like my own son? I think it's downright ungrateful. That's what I think.
That's not true. Peppino's a real nice fella.
Yeah, and you'd have to look long and hard before you'd find anybody else that'd work like he does for $60 a month.
All you have to do is find a fella that ain't got a wife or a girlfriend.
Now, Grandpa, let's be fair. $60 a month ain't much these days.
Well, now, that sounds like the opinion of a man's got a wife. No offense to you, Kate.
Well, what can we do? We can't give him any more money. We just ain't got it.
Well, the way I see it, there's only one thing we can do.
Well, what's that?
We just have to make Peppino so happy that he won't want to leave.
Yeah, I sure hope he doesn't leave, Kate. Me too. I like Peppino.
Well, then it's up to us to show him how much we like him by being extra nice to him.
Here he is now.
Oh, sit down, Peppino. You look plumb wore out. I'll go get you some coffee.
No, thank you, Senor Kate.
You want some peas?
Thank you, little Luke. Thank you, Hassie.
I didn't ask you if you wanted anything.
Thank you anyway. Well?
Well, what, Peppino?
This morning you said you wanted to think over about my race. I just talked to Senor Luke, and he told me to talk to you. And Senor Grandpa, he won't even talk to me.
Well, don't pay no mind to Grandpa. His feelings is hurt. He's awful fond of you, Peppino.
I'm fond of Senor Grandpa, too. But what can I do? I just gotta have a raise.
Well, I reckon I may as well be honest with you. We'd love to give you a raise, Peppino, but we just can't do it.
It's too bad.
Maybe I ought to have a little talk with Lolita.
That won't do no good, Senora Kate.
But, Peppino, money shouldn't be that important. Not if she really loves you.
Oh, she really loves me, all right. The trouble is she really loves the both of us.
Both of you?
Me and money.
We'd sure be unhappy if you used to leave.
We sure would. Don't leave, Peppino. I'll give you the hunting knife I got for Christmas.
Thank you, little Luke. I'm very sorry.
Peppino, you like your job here, don't you?
This is the best job I've ever had. You make me feel like I am one of the family.
We feel that way about you.
If you stay, I'll call you Daddy.
Did you tell him?
I told him. Peppino's leaving us.
He ain't.
Oh, ain't that a shame?
Why, I never thought you'd do this to me, Peppino. It's a dirty trick.
Well, it's not a dirty trick, Senor Grandpa.
Well, it's what you wanted, ain't it? So why don't you get going?
Well, I thought if you wanted me to stay until you find somebody else.
Oh, that'd be fine.
That would not be fine. I don't want no ungrateful coyote doing me no favors.
I don't talk that way, Grandpa. Oh, it's all right. If I'm not wanted, I will leave right away. You don't have to worry, Senor Grandpa. I'm not coming back. Goodbye, everybody, with one exception.
I hope you get everything you deserve from that there Lolita of yours. I hope you marry, and I hope you have 14 kids. All girls. And I hope every one of them looks like you.
So sorry to hear that. I'm sure my brother will feel the same way.
It's just as well. I am tired of working there.
Well, I can't believe that.
It is the truth. Those little kids always bothering you. And that Senor Grandpa, every year he gets older, he gets meaner. Lately, he's been acting like 5 years from now.
Well, I got... Hello, Peppino. What's in your mind, eh?
Peppino's left the McCoys. He wants to come over and work for us.
You don't say.
Yes, I do. You said something last night about giving me a job.
Oh, then, well, I was just kidding, but, well, we could use somebody, but, well, how come you quit?
Like you said, I got tired of working for peanuts. Besides, half the time I just got empty shells.
But I thought you liked them so much.
Don't make me laugh.
Oh, he doesn't like them at all.
Oh, well, I can understand that. Them McCoys, they're nothing but a bunch of four-flushers, especially that grandpa.
Oh, just a second, Senor McMichael. He happens to be a very fine old man.
I thought you didn't like him.
I just don't like fine old man. But that's what he is. And don't you forget it.
Oh, no. I see how it is. Well, I tell you what you do, Peppino. I'd like to think it over. So why don't you come back tomorrow and I'll give you my answer, eh?
Okay, Senor McMichaels.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you, I am the finest farmhand you'll find in the whole state. Work hard, like a horse. Eat like a bird. Very honest. And the animals love me. Ask the cows. They don't give milk for nobody but Peppino. Tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, George?
I'm going down to the McCoys, see if I can straighten this thing up. Why, that isn't just a job to Peppino. That's his home.
It looks to me like the big trouble is Amos.
Well, no home's perfect. Some got mice and some got Amos McCoy.
I think that's got it, Grandpa. What'd you say, Peppino? I mean, Rupert.
Sure miss him, don't you, Grandpa?
Miss who? Miss what? Peppino? Don't make me laugh. I say good riddance to him. I never did like him anyway.
Oh, you know you did.
I did not.
Did too.
I did not. And if I did, well, I don't know more. You're running off and going to work for George McMichael like that way. That's like sticking a knife in my back.
Now, Grandpa, we don't know for sure he's working for him. We just heard he went up there.
He's working there all right. I know when I've been robbed.
Speaking of the devil.
Well, that conscious old thief coming over here to gloat about stealing Peppino away from us.
Grandpa, he didn't do no such thing that we know of. Morning, George.
Morning, Luke. Morning, Amos.
Grandpa, George said morning.
Well, you can tell him for me, there's one thing worse than a horse thief, and that's a hired hand thief.
Listen, you old mule, I didn't steal Peppino, and you know it.
Now, don't pay no attention to Grandpa, George.
He's a good man, just so long as you keep him around the place, you ain't going to be bothered with skunks. They can't stand the smell of that after-shaving lotion they have.
Now, Grandpa, cut that out.
I'll let the old fool ramble on. It's just going in one ear and out the other. And none of it stopping in between.
There ain't nothing in between to stop it. Now, you come over here to gloat. You go on and get started and get it over with.
Amos, I didn't come here to gloat. I come here to try and get you folks and Peppino back together again.
Now, look at that hypocrite. That is a hypocrite.
Grandpa.
We don't want him. He's working for you.
He ain't working for me. I ain't hired him yet.
Well, why don't you hire him like you've been aiming to? And quit waving that guilty conscience in our faces.
Dagnabbit, I ain't got a guilty conscience, and I don't want to hire Peppino.
You sure do.
I tell you, I don't.
Sure as shooting you do.
I tell you, I don't.
He steals them away from us. Then he comes over here, wants our blessing so he can sleep at night. Well, I'll be gall-darned if I'm going to give him. You got him and you keep him.
All right, you bull-headed old billy-goat. Just to teach you a lesson, I'm going to hire the boy. And I'm going to give him such a good job, he'll never want to come back with you.
Well, I wish you luck. And I hope he gives all your cows pneumonia with them cold hands of his.
Hogwash.
Well, what's eating at you?
Oh, nothing, Grandpa. I was just wondering.
Wondering about what?
Well, Grandpa, you can shoot rings around anybody. You can skin a coon faster than lightning, and you know more about fishing than any one man in 4 states. So how come you never learned to keep your mouth shut?
Peppino?
Yes, Senor Grandpa. I miss Senor McMichaels.
Peppino, did you slaughter the pigs this morning?
Well, sure, Madre mia, I forgot. I'll go do it right now.
No, wait a second, Peppino. Your mind ain't on your work. Now is it?
I'm sorry, senor. I will do better. You'll see.
Peppino, where's that wood you were going to bring in?
Wood? I'll do it right after I slap the pigs.
No, wait a minute. Peppino, a man can't do his job if his heart ain't in it.
Well, my heart is in my job, senor.
Oh, no, it isn't, Peppino.
Well, you got the rest of me. My heart don't do much work anyway.
Peppino, I know what's troubling you. And if I was you know what I'd do? I'd say, Mr. McMichael, I quit. And I guarantee if you went back to the McCoys without a job, you'd be back working for 'em quicker than you could spit.
I'm not going to quit. This is a good job, and you have been very kind to me. The only time I leave is if you fire me.
Well, I'd hate to do that. I never fired a man in my life.
George, I think you can make an exception in this case.
It's against my principles to fire anybody, well, let alone somebody I ain't get no good reason to fire.
Well, he forgot my firewood.
And I forgot to slap the pig.
Well, anybody could do that. That's no reason to fire me.
Would you fire a man who insults you right to your face?
Yeah, I reckon I would.
Okay. Senor McMichaels, you will pardon me for saying it, but you're a terrible boss. You're cheap, and you feed your help pig slop. Senor McMichaels, you're a skinny little runt.
You're fired.
She's open.
Peppino!
Wow.
Oh, Peppino, see ya.
Peppino, just stop by for a little visit.
Oh, I'm glad you did. How's the new job going?
Well, couldn't be better. I'm making $100 a month.
That's great.
I bet Lolita's happy.
Oh, Lolita's very happy. She found a fellow who's making $150 a month.
How about that? You take the job on account of her, now you're stuck with all that money.
Well, I'm not really stuck because I'm not making that much.
Now, how much are you making?
Nothing.
You're working for George McMichael for nothing?
Well, I'm not working for Senor McMichaels. A terrible thing happened. I got fired.
Grandpa, did you hear that? Peppino got fired.
Can't you see I'm right in the middle of a game?
Peppino! Peppino!
Ah, Miss Chamacos, ¿cómo estás?
When you coming back to work for us? We sure miss you.
I miss you, too. Now, tell me all about it. Come on. Tell me about how's school. Have you been a good boy? Tell me. You go fishing with Grandpa?
Grandpa, would you come into the kitchen with me for a minute? I'd like to talk to you.
Not now. I think I got my chef licked here.
It's only going to take a minute now. Come on.
Well, what is it? Make it snappy.
Grandpa, Peppino wants to come back. There's only one thing stopping him, and that's you.
Don't go putting the blame on me. I'd want my ID from the
No, but you said some pretty mean things to him. Now, all you got to do is go back out there and tell him you didn't mean them.
I ain't going to do no such a thing.
Stop being so pig-headed. You know how you really feel about him.
Well, nobody asked him to leave.
Well, now he's sorry, and he wants to come back, so will you stop being so all-fired proud? Grandpa, look, this is your chance to show him that you're a bigger man than he is.
You crazy? He don't come up to here.
You know what I mean. Stop horsing around. Grandpa, are you going to give in to your pride, or are you going to go back out there and show him that a real McCoy has got a big heart when it's needed? No, now stop. Go on out there.
Quit.
Peppino, I think Grandpa's got something to say to you. Go ahead, Grandpa.
Peppino.
Yes, Senor Grandpa?
What I mean to say is...
Don't just mean to say it, Grandpa. Say it.
If you're ready to apologize, I'm ready to listen.
Grandpa! Apologize? I should apologize?
You heard me.
For what I should apologize?
For making me say the mean things like I said. That's why for what you should apologize.
Well, nobody made you, Senor Grandpa.
You come in here and try to make us believe that a kindly old man like me'd say mean things without somebody making them?
Do something.
Well, I had him pointed in the right direction, but something blew him off his course.
Well, I guess I better be going.
Oh, wait a minute, Peppino.
No? I gotta go and get a job. I just hope it's not too far away, like Chicago. Well, goodbye, everybody. I'll miss you, with one exception.
There you are, I knew I'd catch up with you. I'll have you in jail.
What did he do?
What did he do? Why, the dirty crook stole my best bottle of toilet water. That's what he done.
Now, you listen to me, George McMichael. What do you mean of coming in and barging in here and accusing an honest man of thievery?
Honest man? Don't make me laugh. Why, you told me yourself he wasn't no good.
You never mind what I told you. You listen to what I'm telling you now. This boy's 100% honest, and don't you come in here and run his good name into the ground.
Well, if he's so honest, how come you fired him?
We didn't fire him. He quit.
Well, I don't see you in any rush to hire him back.
Anytime this boy wants to come back here, he's just as welcome as the flowers and me.
The way you're sticking together, I see I ain't got a chance. I'll bet you're sharing the loot with him. I should have known better. When it comes to dealing with a man like you, I've had mercy.
Well, I guess I better be going.
Hey, Peppino, wait a minute. Didn't you hear what Grandpa just said, that you're his friend and you're welcome to come back?
He didn't mean it.
Who didn't mean it? You stand here telling me I said something I didn't mean? Look, if you're calling me a liar, I'll whale the daylights out of you.
I accept the apology.
Well, Peppino, besides apologizing, I want to tell you I'm rightly sorry for what happened. Want a job?
I don't work for more than $60 a month.
Well, call it 65 and it's a deal.
Oh, boy, Peppino's gonna stay with us. Oh, let's take his suitcase to his room. Attaboy, Peppino.
Hey, Peppino. Now, I want you to tell me, why did George McMichael fire you?
I called him a name.
What did you call a skinny little runt?
A skinny little runt.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Say, Kate, I got myself a tear here.
Oh.
You mind to fix it?
Oh, Grandpa, that is a tear. How'd you do that?
Getting off the tractor. God done newfangled machinery. Fella never ripped his britches sliding off in a mule.
Grandpa. Well, them's wearing pretty thin anyway. Why don't you treat yourself to a new pair?
Well, you know we can't afford no expenses now. We need every penny we can save between now and spring in order to buy the seed for planting. I'll shut these off and toss them out to you.
Oh, I can't do it right this minute, Grandpa. I got to finish this dress first.
Oh, getting yourself all fancied up for a PTA meeting, are you?
No, Grandpa, this ain't my dress. It belongs to Miss Johnson. I'm altering it for her.
Altering it for Miss Johnson?
Uh-huh.
How come she don't do it herself?
Well, you know, she's awful busy with that real estate business.
Oh, one of them there carrier women, huh? You're so busy doing a man's work, don't get time to go home and do what a woman's supposed to do.
Oh, goodness. It's just being neighborly, and besides, it's easy for me, and I got the machine, and I got the time, and it's just a little bitty old sewing.
It appears to me there's more than a little bitty old sewing. I bet she ain't neighborly enough to pay you for it, neither.
What are you getting so riled up about, Grandpa? Women folk are always doing things to help each other.
Yeah, one thing to do things to help each other, another thing is take advantage. Now, Kate's a McCoy now, and she ain't nobody's slave. Besides, she hadn't ought to work too hard. Poor, puny little thing. I'll give you these overalls after you get through the dishes tonight.
I didn't mean to make him so angry.
Oh, don't fret about it, sugar babe. Grandpa's just... Well, he's just being Grandpa. And that's taking in an awful lot of territory.
I think it looks just fine, Miss Johnson.
Oh, it's better than fine. You look just like Deborah Carr when she became a fallen woman. Oh, well, it turned out all right. She went back to Cary Grant in the end.
Kate, I'm just thrilled. I had no idea this old dress could turn out to look so well. Why, work like this would cost me a fortune at Criswell's shop.
Well, he's a professional.
And has the only dressmaking shop in town. He certainly takes advantage of it.
You say, Kate, you think you got time now to fix this tear?
Oh, Grandpa, you know Miss Johnson.
Oh, how do, Miss Johnson?
Hello.
Guess you won't have time to fix my overalls until after you finish your dress, huh?
Well, I have finished the dress, Grandpa.
Isn't it a beautiful job, Mr. McCoy? Kate, dear, I'd like to pay you for this.
Pay me? Oh, no, I couldn't.
Now, you put a lot of time in on this. More than a favor calls for. I'd feel better if you take this.
I wasn't figuring on charging anything.
Please, Kate, I'd like it this way.
You give it back. Us McCoys don't take charity from no one.
Grandpa,
Mr. McCoy, this isn't charity. Kate earned this money. She does fine work, and I'd like her to work more for me. If it's all right with you, Kate, I'd like to tell all my friends about you.
Do you mean that, Miss Johnson? Do you think I could really make some money with my sewing?
I'm sure of it if you're the least bit interested.
Well, she ain't. Us McCoys provide for our women. They don't have to work.
You don't have to make up your mind right now. Think about it and let me know.
Miss Johnson, it does sound like a right interesting idea, and I will let you know. Thanks again for this.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, you ain't serious about this, are you?
Well, Grandpa, you said yourself we could use a few extra dollars, and this might be a way of helping.
Well, we don't need no help from the women in this family. You leave the worrying to us men.
But if I could earn a few extra dollars, then there'd be less to worry about.
We've been doing all right. Have you ever wanted for anything since you become a McCoy? Why, you got everything a woman can hope for. Got a kitchen with running water, inside wash tubs, a folding iron board, an egg beater, a new carpet sweeper, a can opener fixed to the wall. Well, you just better count your blessings. I never hear no more of this nonsense about you going to work. Oh, look. You know, we got us a problem. Let's get over here and we can talk.
I always miss the best part.
We're in terrible trouble.
Well, what, Grandpa?
That woman of yours is going into business.
What are you talking about?
Well, Miss Johnson paid her for sewing that dress.
Yeah?
And she kept the money.
Grandpa, you was the one that said she ought to get something for it.
Oh, well, now, wait a minute. This is just a beginning. She said she's going to take on more customers. Said so herself just now. Well, I'd like to cry. It's pitiful. That's what it is, just pitiful.
Now, Grandpa, what's so pitiful about that?
Well, you're again it, ain't you?
Well, why should I be? I think it's a fine idea.
Your ears must be getting plugged up. I swore I heard you say that you were a fine idea.
No, Grandpa, I did say it, and I meant it. It is a fine idea.
Well, I never thought I'd see the day when a McCoy let his woman go to work.
Well, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? Why, back in West Virginia, when a woman married a McCoy, she didn't become no hired hand. She become one of the family. To share and enjoy the family life, like plowing the fields and slopping the hogs and pitching hay and showing the horses. We give her the love and respect that she deserved.
Yeah, I know. Aunt Emma got so exhausted from all that love and respect, she died when she was 40.
But she went like a lady. I remember poor Clem Hawkins, when his wife went and got a job in a department store. Why, Clem was so ashamed that his wife was working, he went and told everybody she run off with a traveling salesman.
Grandpa, ain't you making a big fuss over nothing? All Kate's gonna do is a little sewing in her spare time.
Oh, that's where it all starts. Just a little sewing in her spare time. Well, pretty soon she goes into town and opens up a sewing shop of her own, see? And starts wearing tailored clothes and getting the hair bobbed off.
Grandpa, remember this is little old Kate we're talking about.
Yes, little old Kate, all right. But as soon as she gets a taste of business life, she becomes big, important Kate. You become little old Luke.
What do you mean?
I mean she'll be supporting you. You'll end up in the kitchen doing them female chores with an apron around your neck.
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. No, sir. No. I ain't gonna be standing in no kitchen over no stove wearing no apron. No, sir. I'm still the man in this house.
You ain't gonna be no man. You're just gonna be another doodad around the house for her to come home to, that's all.
Doodad?
Yeah, after she comes home from one of them conventions.
Conventions?
Yeah, that's what people in business is always doing. Leastwise, that's what they say they's always doing.
Grandpa, Kate ain't going to no conventions. No, sir. No, sir, Kate ain't going nowheres.
What are you going to do, boy? What are you going to do?
The house right now. And I'm going to nip this thing in the bud. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this thing before it starts.
Atta boy, I knowed you had a mind of your own.
You bet I have. Kate, I want to talk to you.
What about, Luke?
Well, the first thing you can do is get rid of this. You ain't gonna put no apron on me. There ain't no doodad for you to be coming home to.
What are you talking about?
And something else. Your hair just looks something fierce, all bobbed off short like that.
Harry, Luke, I think you better explain yourself. What is all this?
Kate, you ain't going into the dressmaking business, and that's the order.
Luke, I know it's you standing there, but it's Grandpa talking.
It's me talking. I got a mind of my own. And if you think you're going to become one of them working wives, you just got another think coming. Yes, you have. And if you try it, I'm not going to whitewash you by telling everybody that you run off with no traveling salesman.
I don't know half of what you're talking about, but I do know this. Nobody can tell me what I can do and what I can't do in that tone of voice.
Well, you ain't gonna sew nobody's dresses, and you ain't gonna be a career girl, and you ain't gonna be nothing except in the wife that I married you for.
Is that so? Well, you listen to this, Mr. Luke McCoy. While you're talking about things that I ain't, another thing that I ain't is I ain't gonna listen to you.
What?
I'm gonna go right into that phone. I'm gonna call that Miss Johnson. You know what I'm gonna tell her? I'm gonna tell her I'll take all the sewing work she can get me.
Grandpa, I'm a doodad.
Our own home turned into a YWCA. It's just sickening.
Huh? Oh, Miss Fillmore, you know my husband Luke and Grandpa?
Yeah, how do? Hey, Kate, what are you putting a sack on her for?
Luke, this is the most fashionable thing. It's called a chemise.
See, I get a good idea, Luke. We get over 100 sacks of feed out there in the barn. We can make ourselves a fortune. All you got to do is dump the feed out and sell the sacks.
And for women that need a little help, we'll just leave in some of the feed.
I think that's a bit funny, Luke.
Pino, what are you doing?
Senor, meet my new girlfriend.
You what?
Sit it down in the corner, Peppino.
Don't go away, Cookie Pie. Hey, which side are you on, Pepita? You know, they're all women.
Well, women are my best friends, Senor Grandpa.
Now, come on. We got a lot of talking to do. We go in my room. We have a little privacy here.
Oh, Grandpa, I forgot to tell you. They made yours a fitting room, too.
Dang nabbit, this thing is getting out of hand. Let's go down to the hen house where we can have a meeting.
Thank you, Mrs. Simpson. Sure do appreciate it. That ought to buy a lot of seed for spring planting.
Hey, Kate.
Here's your change, Mrs. Simpson.
Kate. Oh, hush up, you women. Why don't you go and see Kate and get your tail feathers remodeled? Sit down over there, Pepita. You too, little Luke. Sit yourself right down here, Luke. Now, we got a lot of big thinking to do. Kate's had that business of her in there for a week now. We just can't stand it no more. We gotta get them women out of there.
How about me setting Homer loose in there? That would really clear him out.
Little Luke, you put that frog back in your pocket where it belongs.
Yeah, not so fast, not so fast. Little Luke, is Homer a good hopper?
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. Let's just think about this now and not do nothing we're going to be sorry for.
Well, how can we be sorry for anything just so long as we get them women out of there?
So sure we ought to get them women out of there.
What?
Well, Grandpa, it appears to me that Kate's doing a pretty fine job. I just got a peek in the cookie jar, and there's more money in there than we've ever seen before.
Yeah, but that money's from a woman.
What's the difference? It's got a man's picture on it.
Are you trying to tell me that you figure what Kate's doing is all right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I do. Doggone it, Grandpa, we need money for spring planting, and we were worried about what to do, and, well, now Kate's doing it.
She ain't doing what a woman ought to be doing.
Like what?
Like the chores around the place. And no woman can be a career woman and take care of a family, too.
Oh, wait, now, just back up a little, Grandpa. Just think about this now. What have we been lacking? We been lacking anything?
Well, we certainly have.
We certainly have.
Name one thing.
Well, we've been, well, nothing yet, but...
Nothing yet.
You just wait till tonight.
Yeah, wait till tonight. What for, Grandpa?
We just see what kind of a supper she serves up tonight.
Well, Senor Grandpa, she always serves a good supper on Saturday nights.
Yeah, but she's been so busy dressmaking today, she won't have time to do more than slap something together out of a can. Probably won't have no appetite. She's been chewing on them pins all day.
Ain't you jumping the gun, Grandpa? You're picking on Kate, and we ain't even sat down to supper yet.
Well, now you just wait and see. You just wait and see. You'll be blessing that can opener on the wall. If we lose that, we'll all starve to death.
Won't they think of cannon next?
Golly, would you look at all this stuff? Roast turkey, baked apples, yams, whipped potatoes, chestnut dressing, cranberry sauce. You know something, Luke? Grandpa goofed.
Sugar Babe, this is just like a holiday.
I'm celebrating my first week in business. Grandpa, would you say grace, please?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Lord, we want to thank you for this food we're about to receive. And believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are.
Mrs. McCoy?
That's right.
My name is Criswell. I have the dress shop in town.
Oh, yes, I know. Won't you come in?
So, this is your salon, eh?
Well, it's my home, if that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm. This a sample of your work?
Yes, I just finished that. Of course, it does want pressing.
Mm-hmm. What some women won't settle for just to save a few pennies. How quaint. I haven't seen one like that for years. Don't tell me you do your work on that.
Is there something I can do for
I'll
you?
come right to the point. Mrs. McCoy, there's no sense in your continuing with all this.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, come now, Mrs. McCoy. You and I both know that women are bargain hunters, but in the end, quality will count. So there's no point in trying to compete. All your customers will only be coming back to me.
Excuse me, would you please? Mrs. Phillips. You have 3 more dresses you want me to alter? Fine. What's that? Oh, I'm so glad you was pleased. But tomorrow'll be fine. Thank you. Bye. You were saying, Mr. Criswell?
Mrs. McCoy, it's absolutely ridiculous for you to keep fighting me. If it's a matter of prices, I can undercut you any time I choose, for as long as I choose. I can run you right out of business. Do you realize that?
Maybe you can, Mr. Criswell.
Well, there's no maybe about it. However, I'm a fair man. I realize that you started all this because you needed some money. Well, I'll solve that little problem for you. I'll simply buy you out. Mm-hmm. Here you are. That ought to do it.
$100.
It's simply a business deal. There's no need to thank me.
I don't intend to thank you, Mr. Criswell.
Why?
You can't buy me, Mr. Criswell.
You tore it. Now, see here, Mrs. McCoy. I've tried to be a gentleman about this, but if you insist on being hysterical...
I don't intend to be hysterical, Mr. Criswell. But if them ladies want to come to me with their dresses, there's no reason why I shouldn't take the work.
Well, they won't be bringing it to you any longer. And do you know why? Because I'm going to ruin you.
Ruin me?
Oh, you think I can't? Let me enumerate, Mrs. McCoy. I was born and raised in this town. I know everyone in it. My friend Henry Brown of the dry goods store, for instance. One word from me and he'll cut off your supplies like that. And talking about business, consider what'll happen to this farm.
What about the farm?
Well, might be a little difficult to run with your credit cut off, mightn't it?
You could do that?
Yeah. My brother-in-law is president of the bank.
Well, I guess I don't have too much choice, do I? Oh, Luke, Grandpa. This here's Mr. Criswell.
Oh, how do?
How do?
Well, Grandpa, I guess you'll be happy to hear you won. I'm going out of business.
Going out of business? That's the best news. Why are you going out of business?
Appears that's the way Mr. Criswell wants it.
That's the way Mr. Criswell wants it?
He says if I don't, he'll stop my supplies at the dry goods store.
He'll what?
And what's more, he's threatened to ruin the farm by stopping our credit.
Why, you no good. Now, wait, no, come here, little scrap. I'm going to show him. Nothing was ever gained by violence. Now, listen here. You ain't running nobody out of business.
No, see, I'm within my rights. That woman is ruining my business.
Well, maybe you ain't here. This is still a free country, and if she's taking your customers away for it, it's because she's the best goddamn dressmaker in the county.
Now, see here.
Now, you see here. You do anything to hurt our Kate, I'm going into the altering business myself. The first thing I'm going to alter is that face of yours. And I might start right now by lowering the hemline on your nose.
No, don't get hysterical. Now, just wait a minute.
I ain't even giving you a minute. I'm going to give you just 30 seconds to get off on this property. Now, get!
You sure give it to him good, Grandpa.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Thanks for what? Guess a man's got a right to throw a skunk out of his own house, ain't he, without everybody blubbering about it?
I didn't mean just that, Grandpa. I meant for what you said about me being the best dressmaker in the county and all.
Well, yeah. If you want, why, all these women wouldn't come flocking around you like they do, and we wouldn't have the good business we're having.
Grandpa, you said we. Does that mean you approve?
Well, I guess it ain't so bad. You're making a few extra dollars, which we can use, and you're still looking after the rest of the family, all right?
Grandpa, I know how hard it is for you to admit you was wrong, and you're a mighty big man for doing it. I'm proud to be one of your kin.
Oh, for crying out loud. You're going to get mushy about this thing. I'm going to get mushy with the female.
Why, sure, babe. Where do you want this?
Oh, just put it over there, Luke.
You sure have a going business here, Kate.
Well, come weekends, everybody pitches in.
How's your grandpa taking it all?
Well?
Hey, Kate. Any more dresses for pressing? I'm still good and hot.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
You just go ahead now, George, and guess. Go ahead, guess.
Oh, how would I know? 6?
6? Well, first off, you get 2 minks, see? A he-mink and a she-mink. And the first thing you know, you got nothing but mink, just as far as the eye can see.
Oh, go on, Amos. Honest?
Just waves of them.
Now, let me get this straight. I put up $100 for the first he-mink and the first she-mink. And we're partners?
Well, sure, you won't have the crop.
Yeah. Seems to me, Amos, I heard that minks are kind of delicate animals, and if you don't exactly know how to raise them, why, you can lose them faster than you can grow them. Did you ever raise any, Amos?
Hey, there's another thing, George. Do you realize the demand there is for mink coats? They ration them now, you know, 1 mink coat to a customer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
1 coat to a customer, huh? But did you ever raise any, Amos?
Just as far as the eye can see. Every direction.
Yeah? But did you ever raise any, Amos?
Ever raise it? Did I ever raise any minks, Luke? Tell him.
Mink?
You hear the boy. Did I raise him or didn't I?
All right, Amos, it's a deal. When do you want the money?
Oh, no hurry about that. I'll go along with you now and get it.
Okay, partner, we're in business.
Oh, George, you going into partnership with Grandpa?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, come on,
Grandpa
George.
Me, your grandpa...
Hey, George, is that one of your sheep out there roaming around the road?
Grandpa...
Look at that truck bearing down on it.
Amos, that's Mr. Bartley's dog, and there ain't a truck in sight. Yeah, Kate, your grandpa's been neighborly enough to let me in on his mink racing deal.
Mink racing? Do you know anything about mink racing, Grandpa?
Does he know... Does he know... Do you know anything about mink racing, the gal says? Does he know anything about mink racing?
I don't know. Isn't that why Mr. Polson turned you down for that loan? Because you didn't know anything about it?
They're rationing them coats just one more customer.
Mr. Polson, your partner in the egg business, he turned you down?
Just as far as the eye can see. Fuzzy little fellas.
Why, you corn-fed Benedict Arnold. Passing yourself off as a mink expert, huh? Skunks is something you know more about.
Now, George, don't you go jumping to conclusions.
And what's more, you never had me fooled for a minute.
George, I wanted to give you a break. That's what I wanted, but you can go on now. I'll go to the bank and get the loan and swing it myself. I don't need you. Well, there goes a fortune right out the window. You and your female blabbering.
Grandpa, I was just saying the truth.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
What's that got to do with it? George is your best friend, Grandpa.
Well, I know that. That's why I was letting him in on the deal.
Oh, Grandpa, you wasn't letting him in. You was hooking him in.
You going to stand there siding with that female of yours against me, your own flesh and blood?
Grandpa, it's not a matter of siding. It's a matter of what's right and what's wrong, and you was wrong. And that's why I'm defending Kate here for coming right out and saying the truth.
Would you rather I'd have lied, Grandpa?
Why, of course not. I don't hold the line no more than you do. Listen, you have to.
Grandpa.
Well, that wasn't what I meant to say at all. Like, there's lying and there's dealing.
Dealing?
Yeah. Lying is saying what ain't true, but dealing's not saying more than you gotta. Which ain't properly speaking saying what ain't true. So it ain't properly speaking lying.
No.
Me neither.
Well, God done it. There's one thing I can't stand, and that's talking to mulish people. I'm going into the bank where they know business and where they know a good deal when they see it. And it's got faith in Amos McCoy. Next time I want to change of $5, I ain't coming here to get her. You trust a business house that pulled the shades at 3 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. Imagine that. Wouldn't loan me, Amos McCoy, $100 measly. And why? Because they ain't got no credit record, they said. Credit record? Ha! How can I get a credit record? Never borrowed nothing. Seems to me a man to get respect nowadays has got to owe money. Right? Right? I hate to interrupt your paperwork, son, but you mind?
Wait a minute, mister.
What's it say? I left my reading specs to home.
It's a ticket. Don't you know any better than to park so close to a fire hydrant?
Well, I parked this car 10 feet from that fire hydrant. Between then and there, some low-down coyote come up and pushed the car up. Give him the tickets.
I'm sorry, mister. I've got to call him the way I see him. I didn't see anybody push your car, and I'm sure no one moved the fire hydrant.
And I didn't do it, and I ain't going to pay. Don't nobody believe Amos McCoy no more? It's time I took a stand. There must be some way to make them believe me.
All right, if you insist, it's your right to appear before the judge and contest the matter.
Well, it's just my word against yours, ain't it?
Well, naturally.
I ain't lived here but 1 year, and that judge sure ain't going to be partial to me.
Now, hold on. The judge is a fair and a reasonable man. Besides, you've got the right to call in character witnesses.
Huh?
Is there people who testify that you're the kind of man who's honest and truthful and so forth?
Is that turn the trick?
Well, I've seen it work before.
Character witnesses, huh? Well, if that's what the judge wants, that's what he's going to get. But say, will you have that courtroom cleared? Because I'm going to bring in a whole busload of
Tell me again what it is you are saying, Grandpa.
Is a honorable, truthful man whose word is bond.
Oh, yeah. Your Honor, Senor McCoy is...
Oh, God darn it, Peppino. Why in tarnation can't you remember just a few words?
Well, maybe it is because every time I start to tell the judge how honest and true you speak, I am thinking when you told me how your mule she won the Kentucky Derby.
Chase it out of your mind. Chase it out! Is it out? All right, try her again.
Your Honor, Senor McCoy is... Your Honor... Poof! And she's gone.
Well, what happened now?
Well, this time I'm thinking when you told me you don't have the money for my salary because a pocket pick picked your pocket.
Well, he did.
In church?
Oh, for crying out loud. Well, go on. I got a feeling I ain't going to need you anyway. Hey, Charlie, hold her up.
Howdy, Amos. Got a letter for you from West Virginia, from S. Parker.
Yeah?
Want me to read it to you?
No, not right now. I want to ask you a favor. Now, you think well of me, don't you?
Well, of course.
Well, good, good. You willing to tell the judge that?
Judge?
Oh, this ain't nothing criminal. It's just I'm fighting an unjust parking ticket. Now, I claim it ain't my fault. And all I want you to do is go in there tomorrow and tell the court that I'm honest.
Well, sure. Tomorrow, you say? That's fine. That's my day off.
Good. Good. You say your word will carry a lot of weight, too, you being a government man and all. Would you wear your uniform?
I'll give him the works. I'll wear my 25-year pin and all. Shall we read the letter from Miss Parker
Yeah,
now?
go ahead.
Dear Amos, thanks for your letter. Tell Hassie her writing is getting real good now. I'm happy to hear you are doing so well out there in California. Who'd have ever thought that in such a short time you'd be living in a great big 2-story mansion?
Go ahead.
You sure must have struck it rich, having a big swimming pool and all. What I wouldn't give to have a 3-car garage with a limousine and them little sport cars.
Ez must be turning green. You know, he was the one who advised me not to come to California.
You told him you were living in a big 2-story mansion with a swimming pool and all?
Oh, of course not. That'd be lying. All I'd done was slip in a picture of a moving picture actor's house, and I said, this beats anything we was living in back in West Virginia. Now, if he wants to jump to conclusions, that ain't my fault. Right, Charlie?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't say it was my house. I just didn't say it wasn't.
Well, I know, but...
You see, never mind this now. I'll get Luke to read it to me tonight. I'll see you in court tomorrow, huh?
Well, I'll tell you, Amos, I just remembered. I'm afraid that I won't be able to make it. I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, you said it was your day off.
Well, I always work on my day off. I'm kind of patriotic. Goodbye.
I hope all your stamps come loose.
Friend? No use, Amos. I ain't putting up the $100 no matter how loving those little fellas are.
Now, look. I didn't come over on account of that. I come over because... Say, you ain't holding no grudge against me on account of that business deal we had yesterday, are you?
No, of course not, Amos. You was only doing what comes natural.
Well, of course, you know, in a business deal, a man's got to give himself just a little bitsy edge, huh?
Yeah, sure. Oh, sure.
I knowed you'd say that, you know. And then when I says to myself, who can I get to do me a favor? And the first thing I think of is my good friend and neighbor, George McMichaels.
Amos, come to the point.
Well, now, if someone come along and asked you what you thought of your good friend and neighbor, Amos McCoy, what would you say?
Well, now, I'd say he was a hard-working man.
And truthful?
And a right shrewd fella across the checkerboard.
And truthful?
And a man who keeps his farm in mighty good shape.
Now, look, old friend, all them things you're saying is mighty nice. But what I want to hear you say is that I'm a truth-saying, gospel-speaking man. And what I say is a fact.
You?
Yeah.
Truth-saying, gospel-speaking?
Yeah.
Hard-working won't do it. Truth-saying, gospel-speaking.
Yeah.
How about clean and neat?
No, truth-saying and gospel-speaking.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Sorry, Amos, couldn't do it.
All right. I can take a hint. And if you can't say a good friend and neighbor's an honest man, then I don't want nothing more to do with you. And don't bother coming over to play checkies no more. 'Cause you ain't worth cheating on. So that's why I gathered us here, see? Now, the honor of the McCoys is at stake. And we got to go down to the courthouse and testify that I'm an honest, upstanding, truth-telling citizen. Now, is there any questions?
Yeah, well, there's just one, Grandpa. You see, we're your kinfolk, and wouldn't it carry more weight if you was to get somebody else outside the family to speak up for you?
I'm glad you asked that question, son. You know, I thought about getting some folks I know, and it suddenly dawned on me what a terrible thing I was doing by not allowing my own family to get in there and have the honor and the pleasure of doing this.
Well, which one of you wants to talk in court?
I'll do it, Grandpa.
Yeah, that's rightly nice, you little Luke, but I think it'd be a little more fitting to Kay to Luke to do it.
Well, Grandpa, it is a nice honor, but don't you agree with Luke it might be better if George and Peppino did the talking for you?
George and Peppino's nothing but a couple of low-down, yellow-bellied coyotes, just like the rest of my ass.
So you did ask somebody else.
And they all turned you down?
Well, all right, yes, I did ask him, and they turned me down. George is still bellyaching about that mink deal I offered him, and Peppino's got some fool idea in the back of his head about me sort of being loose of the truth. Did you hear such nonsense?
No, it ain't altogether nonsense, Grandpa.
What?
Well, you already know how Kate and me feel about that mink raising scheme, and, well, you do tell Peppino some pretty tall tales.
That's enough. My own family's siding with the outsiders. I never thought such a thing had happened.
But, Grandpa...
Don't you but Grandpa me. I was put on this earth a lot of years before either one of you was here, and I get along without you then, I can get along without you again.
I'll do it, Grandpa. I'll lie for you.
That's the deepest cut of all.
$5. Next case.
Amos McCoy. Section 44D, parking less than 6 feet from fire hydrant.
Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
$3. Not guilty?
You're down tooting, Your Honor.
I see. May I see those papers, please? Well, Mr. McCoy, according to the arresting officer, he found your car parked within 2 feet of the fire hydrant.
Well, that might have been where he found it, but that wasn't where I left it. Some yellow-bellied coyote must have come along and pushed it up there.
Yes, of course. Do you have proof of that, Mr. McCoy?
Yep.
All right, let's have it.
I didn't do it.
No?
That's it.
You mean that's your proof? You have no corroborating witnesses?
Would them be the kindest for me or against me?
4.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said. No, Your Honor.
In that event, Mr. McCoy, we'll have to accept the word of the arresting officer. $3. Next. I said $3.
I heard you, Your Honor, but we ain't finished yet.
Oh, we're not?
No, I ain't going to pay it.
You ain't going to pay? I mean, you're not going to pay?
No, that's the way it stands. Now, if I was to pay, you see, that'd be just like saying I was guilty, which I ain't.
Look, Mr. McCoy, if you could come up with just one corroborating witness, just one that would vouch for you or for your testimony in any way, I'd be happy to dismiss this case. But if you can't, and you still refuse to pay your fine, you leave me no alternative but to sentence you to the workhouse. Now, Mr. McCoy, do you have that one witness? Well, do you?
Bring on your rock pile, Your Honor.
I object, Your Honor. I'm his witness, and I'm darn proud to be one.
Well, thanks, good friend.
Wait, stop. Hold everything. Peppino, the witness, is here. Your Honor, Senor Grandpa here.
Now, hold on a second, Peppino. I was here first.
I am knowing him longer. Your Honor, Senor Grandpa here.
There isn't a finer man in the country, Your Honor.
I'm from the U.S. government. 25-year man.
Hello, Charlie. Are you here as a witness, too?
That's right, Judge. And I'm here to swear that...
Just wait your turn. We were here first. Your Honor, I have here a written statement.
In reference to the defendant?
Si, senor. One of the finest men the world has ever known. An honest, upstanding citizen respected by one and all.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
It is well remembered how, as a boy, when he jumped down the cherry tree, he told his father, I cannot tell a lie. I didn't get my little hatchet.
Let me see that.
That's right.
Well, it seems we have proof here that George Washington never parked close to a fire hydrant. You better paste this back in your history book.
Thanks anyway, Peppino. You was getting pretty close here.
If you're going to testify here, you're going to have to be sworn in.
Sworn in?
That's right. You'll have to take an oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, who's going to be first?
Judge, this swearing in business, that means if we don't tell the truth, we're committing a crime, right?
Of course.
Well, I can swear that he always puts the right amount of postage on his letters and never cheats the U.S. mail.
Your Honor, I'm here to tell what a crackerjack fisherman is, and a darn good checker player, too. Oh, I'll swear on that.
Hold on! Judge, we're here to speak for our grandpa.
No, you just better forget about testifying.
What, Grandpa? We're here, ain't we?
Yeah, I know you're here, Kate, but the judge just brought in something new and sort of sneaky-like where you got to give an oath saying you'll tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So I guess I'll just stand up and take my medicine.
I'll do it, Grandpa.
Me too. You will? Judge, I got some real witnesses.
Will the witness take the chair, please?
Place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Kate McCoy.
Miss McCoy. It's Mrs. McCoy. She married into the McCoys, but she's as real a McCoy as there ever was.
Mrs. McCoy, we can dispose of this case with one question. Are you prepared to state that, to the best of your knowledge, Amos McCoy is a truthful man?
No, Kate, don't say it. I'll answer that question, Your Honor. No, I ain't a truthful man.
Mr. McCoy.
And I'll take oath on that. I'm rightly obliged to Kate and Luke and all my good friends and neighbors that tried to stand up for me. It's like I said, Judge. I did not park that car near the fire hydrant. But I ain't got no right to be believed. I've been shading the truth so long now that somewhere along the way I sort of lost sight of the fact that I was doing it. And I'm rightly sorry.
Mr. McCoy, I let this case run far beyond what its subject matter warranted, because obviously it was important to you. Very important. Yet you wouldn't sit by and allow your granddaughter to perjure herself in your behalf. That was the action of a man of principle, of integrity, of honor. In the final analysis, Mr. McCoy, you were your own best witness. I believe you. Case dismissed.
So rightly nice about it, I just wanted to come in and sort of pay my respects, as it were. Now, Your Honor, did you really mean what you said when you said I was a man of principle, integrity, and honor, and that you had faith in me and you trusted me?
Oh, absolutely, Mr. McCoy. I certainly did.
Well, that's rightly nice of you to say that. Now, Judge, picture, if you can, a farm full of mink. Mink, just as perfect.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Hey, Grandpa, you better close up the stand and call it a day. It's almost time for supper anyway.
Yeah, well, hold on a minute. Looks like I got a customer coming.
Yeah. It looks like one of them foreign cars.
Yeah, and by the sound of it, see, having a mighty trouble, ain't he?
Howdy.
Hello.
Them foreigners sure put together a fancy engine, don't they?
It looks to me like that round thing's got a crack in it.
That's right, a $10,000 car with a dime store motor. I'll have somebody's head for this.
Darling, with all your influence in Washington, why not just have the car deported?
If you don't mind, dear, save the jokes.
Say, there's a first-rate mechanic down the road a piece.
Thanks a lot, Pop, but this is not a tractor. This is an automobile.
Well, now, Jet.
Thank you, but I don't think a mechanic would be any help. You see, one of the advantages in traveling in a custom-built car is that you have to send 3,000 miles when you need a part.
How far to the nearest phone, Pop?
Well, it just so happens we got one in the house here. Don't know if you care to use it, though. It's an old-fashioned model made in this country.
Oh, you're a scream, Pop.
Show him where it is, Luke. Watch him.
Oh, this is such a sweet place.
Well, it's a mite rocky for a farm, and it ain't quite big enough for a ranch, but it's all we got.
Not all you've got. Do you suppose there's any way I could ship some of this fresh air back to New York City?
Why, don't it get out that far?
Haven't you ever been there?
No, I ain't. I don't cotton much to big cities.
Say, I just realized I'm thirsty. Would you sell a city dweller a glass of cider?
Oh, you don't want to drink that stuff, ma'am, but if you come in the house, I'll treat you to a glass of my private stock.
That's the best offer I've had all day.
Say, you know, it's just a crying shame that husband of yours ain't got as nice taste in automobiles as he has in women folk.
Well, thanks. I like you, too.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want that distributor out here as fast as you can get it. And you better go on a diet for the next few days, because when I get back to New York, I'm going to make you eat that crummy car. 2 days. 2 days before they can get hold of a distributor and fly it out here. And what are we supposed to be doing with ourselves in the meantime while we're waiting? How far is it to the nearest hotel?
Oh, there's a nice motel about 15 miles from here.
15 miles?
Roger, take one of your green pills and relax. If you blow out your distributor, they won't be able to fly out a new one from New York.
We got us a spare room.
Oh, thanks, but I couldn't put you to the trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. We'd be glad to have you.
Well,
Thanks. But we're not interested.
I apologize for my husband. And if his bad manners haven't made you change your mind, we'd like to stay. The offer still good?
Oh, it sure is, Miss Brewster.
Wonderful. We'll get our things out of the car.
I'll get that spare room ready right now. Supper's ready. Oh, good.
Mr. and Mrs. Brewster, this is my sister Hassie, and that's my brother, little Luke.
Well, how do you do?
Why don't you let your things go till later and sit down and have a bite of supper with us?
Well, we'd love to. Where can we wash up?
Right this way.
Cynthia.
You know I can't eat just anything. My stomach. It's killing me right now.
Roger, dear, perhaps if you'd give your tongue a rest, your stomach would quiet down, too. Now, come along.
The only good thing about a second honeymoon is that you realize what a mistake the first one was.
Are they married?
Yeah.
To each other?
Yeah.
Well, how come? Because they find anyone they like?
Like each other.
Well, they sure don't want no one to know it. What's the matter about all the time?
Now, little Luke, you stop talking that way. He's probably a nice fella inside.
Yeah, way down deep inside. When he was passing out dispositions, why, he got one that's intended for a black widow Spidey. Go on, get your supper. Lord, we thank you kindly for blessing this food and us that eats it. Amen.
Well, go ahead and dig in, Mr. Brewster.
I don't think I'm hungry.
Nonsense, Roger. Of course you are.
If you don't mind, darling, my stomach and I are perfectly capable of deciding when we're hungry and when we're not.
Maybe if Mr. Brewster ate some of this simple food, his stomach might think he went and lost his money.
Excuse me. I think I'll go to bed.
I was only fooling. I didn't mean to upset him.
It's not your fault, Mr. McCoy. My husband's disposition has been 20 years in the making.
Well, what seems to be his trouble, if you don't mind my asking?
I'll bet it's them pills putting all them colors in his stomach all to once. It's bound to kick up a ruckus.
No, it's money.
Money?
When Roger and I were first married, we used to enjoy life. Making money was only one of the things he got a kick out of. Somewhere along the line, it became the only thing. Well, we're not going to let my troubles spoil this wonderful dinner. Mrs. McCoy, I must compliment you. Everything looks delicious.
Thank you kindly.
Well,
Grandpa, mind your manners.
oh, I forgot.
Good morning, Roger.
What's good about it?
Oh, come on now. You slept better last night than you have in years.
I did not.
Oh, you did too.
I never closed my eyes.
How was the fried chicken?
What fried chicken?
Wasn't that what you sneaked out to the kitchen for at 2 o'clock this morning?
Well, I had to eat something.
Darling, you're the biggest phony in the world. But I still love you.
But just because I'm making the best of a bad situation doesn't mean that I'm enjoying it.
Oh, I know, dear. You're miserable, aren't you? That's why you look so relaxed and peaceful. And that's why you're smoking a cigar with such a big smile a minute ago.
I was smiling at a great idea that hit me this morning.
Oh?
Cynthia, for an investment of $50,000, you could turn this place into a motel. Double your investment in no time. There's no competition for 15 miles. I'm going to speak to the McCoys about buying it.
Wouldn't surprise me if they laughed at the idea.
Nobody laughs at money, including the McCoys.
The McCoys might laugh at it, because they have something much more valuable.
I thought you were too smart to be taken in by a bunch of phonies.
The McCoys?
Certainly. You drop a $50 bill among them and they'll kill each other for it. I'll prove it to you. You think they won't sell out? Huh? All right. You just watch.
Oh, that was a wonderful dinner. Roger, I haven't seen you enjoy food that way in 20 years.
Oh, you sure looking better than you did yesterday.
Well, I must admit I feel much better.
You have a little game of checkies, Mr. Brewster?
No, thank you. You two go ahead and play. I'll just watch.
You get out the checky board, Lukey. Yeah, let's have a little game, huh?
I have a business proposition for you.
Well, if it's about that automobile, I wouldn't give you 25 cents for it.
That's very funny, but that's not exactly what I had in mind. How would you like to make, say, $10,000?
$10,000? Say, you was out in the sun a little too long today, wasn't you?
Here's my idea without wasting words. I want to turn this place into a motel.
Hey, see,
I'll buy you out.
Let's get back that automobile. I'll give you 15 cents for it.
I never joke about money.
You just don't understand farmers, Mr. Brewster. Now, when my brother Ben started this place, he started from the bottom up. All he had was the dirt and a heart full of hope. And everything he added to that dirt gave him a lug box full of happiness you couldn't buy for $1 million. And when old Ben passed on, bless his sweat and dirty hands, he willed all that happiness to us. And we aim to hang on to it.
That's a very impressive speech, Mr. McCoy. But only a fool would turn down $15,000 for this place.
Well, maybe we are fools, but we're happy ones. Come on, Luke, forget that checky game now. We'll get some things to do before we turn in.
What's so funny?
That look on your face. You look like a mole who's getting his first glimpse of sunlight after 20 years under the ground.
Well, they just don't know, that's all. They're ignorant, but I'm not licked yet, not by a long shot.
Oh, yes, you are. Why don't you just give up?
Oh, Cynthia, dear, I didn't get where I am today by giving up. Those precious McCoys of yours don't have any respect for money because they never had any. They don't believe me because they don't like me.
So?
So, I simply give them 2 easy lessons in Dr. Brewster's course in human nature. A, to know money is to love it. And B, to know Brewster is to love him.
Roger, you're wasting your time.
Cynthia, You're in for an education. Good morning. Hard at it, I see.
What are you doing up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Thought you'd still be in bed, flattening down your ears.
Oh, you can't keep an old farm boy in bed once he gets the smell of this morning country air.
Old farm boy, huh?
That's right. Indiana born and bred.
It's had soft hoe handles back there.
A long time ago. Say, how about letting me help you? The man doesn't need calluses to milk a cow.
Think you can do it?
I think so.
And I bet you don't get a thimbleful.
Well, let's see now.
Yeah, Mr. Brewster. That's a wonderful touch you got there. Yes, sir, a wonderful touch. You're all right, Mr. Brewster.
Take it easy, Luke. The way you're swinging that axe, you'll be worn out before noon.
Look here, Brewster. Don't be telling me how to swing one of these things. Been chopping wood since I was 5. Yeah, and I got the split toes to prove it, too.
I'm trying to make things easier for you. Wait a minute. Let me show you.
Well, now, wait a minute here, Brewster. No, you ain't going to be lifting the lid on one of them pillboxes, you know. One false swing, and your wife's going to be a whole head taller than you. Hey, Brewster, you're pretty good.
Luke, why don't you go in the house and take a bite of that apple pie that Kate just made? That girl sure can bake.
Oh, well, thanks, but no, I better...
Go ahead. I'll take care of this.
Doggone it, Brewster. You're all right.
Hey, look what I caught.
My, what a beautiful catch.
I couldn't have even gone fishing if it weren't for Mr. Brewster fixing my line.
You all done with your chores thoroughly?
Oh, sure. With Roger helping us, there's no trouble at all. He sure knows farming.
Yeah, we sure done us a lick of work. Say, that husband of yours, why, he's like one of them human dynamites.
To know Brewster is to love him.
What's going on here?
Well, darling, I just bought a few presents to show my appreciation to the McCoys.
What's that?
Oh, that's for you. To know money is to love it.
If you think you can corrupt the McCoys with a few shiny gadgets, you're out of your mind.
Gentlemen, for you.
Hey, what's this all about?
It's just a few presents from a grateful guest.
Oh, look! One of them electric whiskey cutters.
Jingles, ain't that pretty?
How's she work?
Well, I'll show you. Where's the wall plug?
Oh, yeah, there's one behind the desk there. Yeah, Grandpa, sure.
Well, here's what you do. You take this cap off here, undo your cord. Yeah. Now you plug in this end at this side of the shaver. This end you put in the wall. Now, like that. There you are. Now, you go shave with it.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, it won't bite you.
It sure sounds like it wants to, don't it? Hey, Luke. Let's take this up to McMichael's and try it out in one of the sheep, huh?
Don't be afraid of it, Grandpa. Go on, try it. Go on.
Go on.
Go on. Great balls of fire. You say that's as smooth as an apple. That's the greatest invention since mail order teeth. I don't know how I'm going to thank you, Rog.
No.
I know. My Sunday overalls are yours. Say, I wonder if this will work on a worn-out shirt collar.
Let's see what I got here. Huh? Oh, look at that, huh?
Oh,
it's a camera.
That's the finest money can buy, Luke. And there's a very, very special lens on this one, too. See? Now, to take a picture, this is the trigger. You push down there, and you look through this little window to find your image. Right like that, you see?
Yeah.
Well, now, you take a picture of Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
It's all loaded.
Yeah? I push on this, now look, see that little hole right there. There we go.
Right.
Now, come on, Grandpa. I'm going to take a picture now. Now, you pose for me, huh?
Yeah? Come on, Grandpa, smile. I got it.
Look, let's go down the porch.
It's yours.
Mine.
That's right. It's a present.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Hassie, that package over there on the table is for you. It's a record player.
Jay.
Hassie, Luke.
Thanks kindly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sure was nice of you, Roger.
Think nothing of it. It's just a small example of how much enjoyment money can bring into everyone's life.
Come here, everybody. Come here. Look at this. Oh.
Hey, look at there.
Look at Luke. Now, spot on it. When I put it in the machine about 2 minutes ago, it was just full of grease. Now look at it.
Feel of that. All done with electricity.
Oh.
Look at this camera here. Now we can take our own pictures.
Ain't that wonderful? Why don't you take a picture of the washing machine so I can send one to my mom?
Yeah, look. Take a picture of me sitting on it, shaving myself. That'll bug your eyes out.
Oh, Mr. Brewster, I don't know how we're ever going to thank you for all these wonderful presents.
Yeah, you sure are mighty generous, Roger.
Yeah, I sure learned my lesson not judge a man at first sight.
You've got nothing to thank me for. I'm just giving you a small taste of the happiness you can buy with money.
How's that?
Look at this machine. It does the wash just like that. No work, no bother, no fuss. Isn't it wonderful? Well, this is just one of the many things money can buy to make your life easier. Just how long do you think your wife can stay young and pretty doing all this hard work herself?
Roger, stop that.
Oh, you love it when people take you for 10 years younger than you really are. Well, it doesn't come free. It costs me plenty.
I think you've said enough.
These people can't take too much learning of the facts of life.
You still talking about us selling you this farm?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm giving you a chance to live a better life. And I'd advise you to think it over before you turn me down again. Well, shall we talk about the sale?
Nope. We still ain't interested in selling.
Not for a long time, if ever.
Are you kidding?
There's a lot of truth in all you said, Mr. Brewster. Washing machine and all them luxuries is fine, even you don't have to pay too much to get them.
Yeah, we ain't got much money, but we got us a happy home.
And as for my Kate staying young, my grandma always said a loving man was worth any beauty shop. And fellas were still whistling at her until the day she died.
Yeah. When a week went by, I didn't have 4 fights over her.
Well, Professor, I want you to know that meeting you is, well, it's been the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. And I'll never forget you.
Mr. Brewster, that was for you. The part for your car will be here this afternoon.
Well, I guess we'd better pack.
You'd be rightly obliged to, ma'am, if you'd take along them presents with you.
Oh, I wish you'd keep them.
Well, I tell you, you get fancy things like them, we like to feel that we earned them.
I'll go get the things out of the washing machine.
Yeah, I'll bring the other things.
You know, you sure fooled me. Working with us hand in hand around the place like you done, why, I'd have bet next year's alfalfa crop again a jumping frog with a busted hind leg that you was really enjoying yourself. You sure fooled me.
Cynthia, will you hurry up?
I'm coming.
What's wrong with it now?
It was all right when the mechanic left this morning.
It's one of them foreign cars. Don't like it here in this country.
Will you hold this, please?
Well, didn't he put the distributor in right?
Well, sure he did, but the rotor's missing. Oh, how stupid can a mechanic be? Let me use your phone again.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'd like to ram that car right down their throat. The rotor's missing.
He's madder than a fox in a briar patch.
No, he ain't mad at all.
He's not.
That husband of yours is going to be all right. I wasn't wrong about him after all.
What are you talking about?
Unless I'm wrong about this.
Well, what is it?
That's the rotor off in the engine. Fell out of his pocket when I dropped the coat.
Oh, I left the phone number in the jacket. You know, it's going to take a few days before they can get that part to me. I don't know. It's just hopeless. I don't know what to do.
If you'd like to stay here, the room's still yours.
Well, no. We wouldn't want to put you people to all that. How about it, darling?
I think it would be very nice.
Well, come on, let's go on in the house then.
Come on, Rog. Just a minute, Bub. You know, we ain't running no girl-driven motel here, you know. If you want to stay around here, you got to work for your keep. There's haying to do and milking to do and...
And wood to be chopped, don't forget that. Oh, Amos, where did you hang those new overalls?
You get an old pair. I ain't going to have no hired hand dressing better than the boss. Say, Rog, maybe you can use that.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, there you are, Luke. You got the checky board all set up. Hassie's in the kitchen making some popcorn for refreshments. And say, you're trying to gush it up for Saturday night to home, ain't you?
Yeah, well, we ain't staying home, Grandpa. We're going out to the movies.
Oh, you don't need to go to no movies. Here, let me show you. Come here. See what I found today? Stereoptic, and you can stay home and look at these and have a lot of fun. Wouldn't cost nothing either.
But you see, Grandpa, we've already planned it. The Wilsons is coming by to pick us up in a minute.
Well, if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. I'll just go get my tie and my hat and coat and be back in a second.
But, Grandpa! I was just going to tell him that it's only us and the Wilsons that's going.
But, Luke, you can't just come right out and tell the man we don't want him. We want to be alone with our friends.
How else is he going to know? Grandpa, don't you think somebody ought to stay home with little Luke?
See, I almost forgot about that. Hassie! Hass!
Yes, Grandpa?
Say, you don't mind keeping your eye on little Luke while we all go to the movies, do you?
No, Grandpa. I was going to stay home tonight anyway.
Thanks a lot. Good old dependable Hassie.
What picture are you going to go see?
It's called Murder at Midnight, honey.
Oh, that's great. And it's got a real super ending. You'll never guess who did it. It turns out to be the...
Hassie!
I'm sorry.
Hassie, if you're going to mind little Luke, you better go check on him.
Oh, well, couldn't I just tell you a little bit about the beginning? It starts out with...
Hassie, out.
Oh, here they come. Well,
evening, McCoy. Hi. Evening.
So you got your heart set on going to movies, have you?
Well, that's what we plan to do, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm outvoted. Movies it is, then.
Yeah, Grandpa's going with us. Ain't that nice?
Well, if we're going to go, we might as well get going. Oh, wait a minute. As long as we got it, no need to let them go to waste. You know what they get at the movie house for this? 15 cents for little bitty stacks and nickel extra for a squirt of butter. Well, I guess they gotta do something to pay for them gold buttons on the ushers, huh?
Well, let's be on our way.
Oh, excuse me. Hello? Oh, yes, Mrs. Wilson. He's here.
Hello, Mother. Anything wrong? You can't find your green pills. Well, I put them on the end table just before we left, remember? Mother, we were just leaving. No, Mother, we won't stay out too late. Yes, Mother. All right, Mother. Goodbye, Mother.
Your mother ain't feeling too well, is she?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing serious.
Well, how can you tell? Maybe we ought to stop by and see. We don't mind, do we?
Oh, that isn't really necessary, Mr. McCoy. Mother gets these spells quite often, whenever we go out.
That's right, Mr. McCoy. No need to worry. Well, shall we go, folks?
Now, hold on. You don't know about old folks. I think we'd all feel better if you just stop by and see how she is, and then we can go on about our fun, huh? Well, come on.
You all right, Mother?
Oh, I'm fine, dear, fine. It's just that fluttering again.
Well, can I get you anything, Mother?
Mother, this is Kate and Luke's grandfather, Mr. McCoy.
Oh, how do you do?
Howdy, ma'am. You care for some popcorn?
No, I can't eat anything salty. I have to be very careful of my diet.
I'm sorry you're ailing like you are. You know, it's a crying shame this woman here all by herself. She should have company, sort of perk her up.
Grandpa, you're absolutely right. She does need company.
Oh, yeah, there ain't no better company than Grandpa.
That's right, if I do say it myself. So if you feel up to it, ma'am, we'd like to have you go along to the movie with us and be my date.
Oh, you want me to go with you?
Why, sure.
Oh.
There ain't nothing to make you feel no better than seeing a good movie.
Well, Mr. McCoy, I believe you're right. Getting out may be just what I need. It'll just take me a few moments to freshen up. What picture is it we're going to see?
It's at the Belmont, ma'am. It's called Murder at Midnight.
Oh, dear, I saw that at the Wednesday matinee.
Mother, how could you have seen it at the Wednesday matinee? You were at the doctor's Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, so I was. But he was out on a call, so I had to skip my visit. Didn't I mention that?
No, you didn't.
Oh, well, I don't think you'll enjoy the picture anyhow. It's not much, except for the ending. And once you know the nice young lawyer turns out to be the murderer, it's all over.
Well, it sure is all over now.
Oh, dear. I've told the end.
Yes? Yes, you have, Mother.
Well, there ain't no point in going to the movies now, seeing as how we know the ending. We can always ask Cassie about the beginning. We might as well go back to the house and have some fun like I was planning. Checky board is out, and we can always pop some more corn. We can have us a high old time. Your game, ain't you, ma'am?
Why, it sounds nice.
Oh, well, that's what we do. Come on, let's get going. You see, Luke, everything always turns out for the best.
I guess we'd better get on home, Mother.
Oh, what's your hurry? It's barely 11 o'clock. Why don't you go back there and have some more fun?
Well, Mary and I are pretty tired.
These young'uns can't take it like we can, Miss Wilson. Well, we'll be getting together another one of these nights, all six of us. We'll have us a time. And let me walk you to your car.
Oh, thank you.
Night, Miss Wilson.
Good night.
Night. Well, thanks a lot for dropping by.
Thanks for having us.
Wish we would have had a little more fun.
Well, what are you going to do?
Maybe sometime when there's a movie where we don't know the end, and let's go see it, huh?
Yeah, let's.
Well, good night, Kate.
Good night.
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 See you soon, huh?
Yeah. Good night.
Night.
Night. Drive careful now. You know, I don't know about that young couple.
What do you mean, Grandpa?
Well, they don't seem to be worried like they should ought to be about his mother.
Well, Grandpa, maybe she ain't quite as sick as she puts on.
How can you say a thing like that, Kate? You hear it yourself. In medical science, they ain't even been able to figure out what's wrong with her.
Well, Grandpa, from what we heard, maybe there ain't nothing to figure out.
Well, now, that don't sound like you, Luke, and I think I know where you got it from. From them young'uns. Maybe if they're around with you too long enough, it might learn them a lesson. How young folks should treat older folks. Well, if that poor woman wasn't ailing so, I'd take her to the Eastern Star dance with me Saturday night. Put a little fun in her life. Well, I guess I'll get on to bed. Night, kids.
Night, Grandpa.
Night, Grandpa. Hey, Sugar Babe, did you hear that? The Eastern Star dance next Saturday night.
Well, what about it? We ain't going.
Well, of course not, but Grandpa is.
Well, don't you see? We'll have the house all to ourselves. We can have Tom and Mary over.
Maybe we could invite that new couple we met at the PTA, the wife.
Yeah, we'll have us a regular hoop-de-doo.
Our first real party, Luke. You sure Grandpa's going?
Why, he ain't missed one yet, has he? Well, what do you say, sugar babe? Did I get a good idea or didn't I?
Oh, it's a wonderful idea. Oh, Luke.
Well, I was kind of figuring on this party for next Saturday night, but it looks like it's already started.
You spelled that. That's for the party tonight.
Is everything all set with the Wilsons?
Uh-huh. They're going to pick up Lester and Lorraine, and they'll all be here about 8 o'clock.
You don't have to worry about little Luke. I'll be sure and keep him out of the way.
Thank you, Hassie. She's been an awful big hand.
Big head for what?
Oh, hi, Grandpa. I'm going to put some of this stuff aside so you can have a little something when you come home tonight.
Come home from where?
Well, from the Eastern Star dance, of course. You ain't forgot.
No, I ain't forgot, but I ain't a-going.
Going?
It just wouldn't look right for me to go traipsing off to no dance, now would it?
But, Grandpa, you always go.
I know, but I couldn't disappoint you kids. When the McCoys gives a party, I gotta stay home and have to make it a doozy. And I'll tell you something else. I got all the holes blowed out in my sweet potato, and she's all clear and ready to go.
Very interesting.
You do that very well, Mr. McCoy.
One first prize, the county fair. Now listen to this one. This is the one that got it for me. That don't bring him. He don't deserve to be brung.
Oh, does that just about cover all your hog calls, Grandpa?
Yeah, Luke, I'm sorry, that's about all of them.
Say, did any of you happen to see that old film on TV the other night?
Oh, no, we don't have a television.
Maybe get.
We ought to get a television.
Hey, I know some bird calls you might like to hear.
They sound juvenile. Wonderful.
I do a chicken hawker. Just make the chills run up and down your spine. That's the chicken hawker.
Very good.
That was a dandy, Grandpa.
Oh, Tom, what was that you was telling us about the picture you saw?
Well, the other night...
Say, if you all like pictures, I got some dillies. Just hold it just a minute now. I got my own stereoptic. Greatest invention ever made. It brings the pictures out bright and clear. You just feast your eyes on that. Pikes Peak. It'll make you feel like you could just reach out and touch the snow. Go ahead, pass it along so the rest of the folks can enjoy it. Two set me here like a bump on the log. I can't keep the party going all by myself.
You're sure making a good try at it, Grandpa.
It's all right, son. You don't need to thank me. I got a lot more of them. Oh, here's one. This one is just for the fellas. It's Venus D. Milo. I never bring this out until after the kids has gone to bed.
Speaking of bed, we better be getting along. It's getting kind of late, Mary and I.
Yes, it is getting late. I think we'd better be going.
Well, it ain't even 10 o'clock yet.
Well, Tom's right, Luke. It does seem late, and we have a hard day tomorrow, and if he thinks it's time to go, we better get our coats, too, because we're riding with him, and...
Well, don't go. Not just yet. I made a beautiful chocolate cake, and we got all kinds of goodies. Come on, help me in the kitchen, Luke.
Yeah.
You know, I know what this party needs, just a little music. Now, you just stay right where you at, and I'll go get my sweet potato. And you ain't heard nothing until you hear me play the Cannonball Express. This is a real old foot tapper. So just get your dancing feet ready.
Cake knife, sugar babe. Katie, you upset?
Oh, I can't help it, Luke. What are we going to do about Grandpa? He's taking over the whole party. Why couldn't you just gone to that Eastern Star dance like he said he was going to do?
It wasn't so bad, him showing his stereopticon. I didn't even mind his hog calling. don't even realize what he's doing. Taking over our evening last Saturday night, and well, now he's doing it again on our very first party.
I guess we just may as well give up having a social life of our own.
We better get this stuff in there before our company runs out on it.
Yeah. God, my young'uns is going to set an example for them Wilsons. Well, you're going to be bothered no more by Amos McCoy. Let somebody else keep the party going for him. You're going to get no more fun out of me. Hardly worth the bother to fill it.
Grandpa, where are you going?
I'm going out.
But Grandpa...
Stand aside. Never mind, I'll get it. Hello? Who? Oh, Miss Wilson. Well, how you feeling? Well, that's too bad. I'm rightly sorry to hear it. Yeah, he's here. Just a second. Tom's your mother.
Yes, Mother. Mother, it's only 10 o'clock. Well, we'll be home in a couple of hours. Yeah.
Mother?
Another of her spells. She wants us to come right home.
Well, maybe we should.
No, you stay here just as long as you want to. Tom's mother don't feel well, I'll go sit with her.
You do that, Mr. McCoy?
Would you, Grandpa? Of course I would. I wouldn't want you young folks even spoiled by your elders. You stay here, all of you, and think of nothing. Except in having a good time. Hope she ain't too sick to answer the door.
Who is it?
Amos McCoy.
Just a moment, Mr. McCoy. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. McCoy. I was resting.
Feeling pretty low, are you?
Yes, another of my spells. Where's Tom and Mary?
Oh, they was having such a good time at the party. I said I'd come over here and see that you was all right.
Oh, how very kind of you. Please understand, Mr. McCoy, I just hate to bother the children, especially when they're having their good times. But when you're a sick woman, you can't help getting frightened when you're left all alone and feeling so weak.
Yeah. Well, is there anything I could get you, like maybe some more ginger ale?
Tom must have left that.
Oh, that's right. You can't take nothing sweet.
Not any of the things I enjoy.
There. Some nice pictures here. A lot of fine books, too, I see. Fat ones and skinny ones and red ones and green ones. See, here's one that looks might have a lot of stuff in it.
Mr. McCoy!
Jingles, for a sick woman, you sure get around fast in a bolt of lightning. Yeah, looky here. There's a box of that stuff you said you couldn't eat.
Candy, I don't know anything about it.
Now, look, there ain't no need of you pretending no more. You're about as thick as a heifer calf romping through a spring pasture. You don't need me. You don't need nobody.
Mr. McCoy, wait. Do you know what it is to be lonely? Back home in Wisconsin, I had my own friends and things to do. Now, since we moved out here, all I have is the children. And I don't really have them. tried to hold on to... This seemed the only way. I'm ashamed.
Miss Wilson, it's a funny thing about raising children. When they shake their little hands loose from you and take the first step, how proud you are of them. So proud you could bust. Then they get growed up and you make a turnabout. You grab a hold of their hands and you don't want to turn them loose, butting into their lives, even if you ain't welcome. And then you... Well, that's a fine thing. Here I'm blaming you for something I've been doing all along and never knowed I was doing it. Miss Wilson, don't you think it'd be a grand idea if we both learned to walk by ourselves?
Oh, boy, it's late. Past midnight.
Oh, Tom, don't you think you better call your mother, dear?
Yeah.
Well, shucks, Grandpa's with her.
Yeah, but I better call her just the same. Operator, Valley 4876. It isn't fair to keep your grandfather sitting up so late. Mother's probably furious by now. Well, keep ringing, operator. There's somebody there. Mary, you better get our coats. I'll tell Mother that we're leaving right now. Are you sure you've got the right number, operator? Valley 4876? Okay. No answer. She's not home. Something's happened. Maybe she's really sick this time. Maybe... Come on. I've been calling you. I've been worried. Where have you been?
Oh, we was at the Eastern Star dance. That's where we been, cutting the rug. Leastwise, Mamie was. I never got much of a chance after them fellas started cutting in.
Mother, you've been dancing?
Dancing? Why, she danced anything they played. Polkas, two-steps. Where'd you learn all them steps, baby?
Oh, back home in Sheboygan, I guess.
Sheboygan. That's what counts for living in a big city. Say, there's another thing I want to tell you. Mame is joining the Eastern Star. She's already on the first dance committee.
Mother, what about your health?
You don't have to worry about my health or me ever again. I met a lot of wonderful people tonight, and I'm planning on being very busy from now on. Amos, I wonder if I could have a glass of that punch.
You're coming right up.
Mother, I'm very happy about this, but I'm kind of surprised. I've never known you to take to anything new so fast.
Take to things so fast? Why, she picks up things just like that. Show them what I learned you tonight.
Oh, Amos, I couldn't.
Oh, come on, you can. You do it real good for a beginner. Come on, do it.
No, I don't either.
Come on, Mame.
Well, all right. Suey, suey, suey.